Well, it comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last 4 that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in the situation before this far low, down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning, and so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do-or-die moment for them, and now they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottom to Porzanic, scores! Hat-trick, Andrew Porzanic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation. Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. Just got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camara and CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone. And really, we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
Following a tie against the Wolverines last night in Canton, CMU is in the chase for nationals and back on home ice where they snapped their 3-game losing skid last weekend. Tonight, they have a chance to take a 3 of a possible 4 points against the number 1 team in the MCHC East and the number 4 team in the nation. It's the number 17 Central Michigan Chippewas and the number 4 Michigan Wolverines. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside chilly Martin Ice Arena. I'm Devin Sarah, as always, joined by my broadcast partner, Reagan Cleese, and we're happy to have you along for this MCHC East interconference matchup. And well, Reagan, we saw an instant classic last night as CMU would end in a 3-3 tie as the game would go into overtime and have a couple of chances for the CMU to end it with Anthony Remick completely robbing the chips. So, however, they get a chance tonight to continue out the momentum they gained in that third period and come away with a victory, and similar to what they did back in November when they beat Michigan Flint.
Yeah, indeed. Central Michigan, this last night was a game of confidence for them. They did get a tie, but it feels a lot different than the 7 ties they had last season. It was coming into that game, Central Michigan wasn't really sure how they would play, especially after that Oakland series and Lawrence Tech series, but they played a very solid game of hockey. Their penalty kill hurt them a little bit, but they were able to stay in it and eventually force a tie against a very, very good Michigan opponent.
Let's run you through that recap real quick. At the beginning of the hockey game, Michigan went up to a 1-0 lead early, and that was from a power play goal. And then afterwards, they would score Central Wood from Keelan Baker, getting them knotted at 1 apiece, and Michigan would come back the other way, scoring in under 60 seconds to put them up 2-1 heading into the break. And then Michigan scored on a 5-on-3 in the second period from Kier Cumming. They would control the game until Nathan Bottles and Andrew Porzanic, who else, the top-line duo, would strike and get CMU back within 1 after it was a 3-1 hockey game. And it was a great pass from a sharp angle down to Porzanic. Then in the third period, it was calamity. Central tied up the hockey game on the power play from a deflection in front from Ben Rychuk, shot from Isaac Gibbs. And then we went through the third period thinking, boy, it could end at any time with a couple of breakaway chances, sprawling save. Lauren Jones did everything he could. and it would go to overtime and end in the tie.
Yeah, indeed. And I want to talk about that Andrew Porzanic goal because that, Devin, was his 50th point in the American Collegiate Hockey Association in just under 3 years. He is a phenomenal player for CMU, and he's really stepped up his game this season. Almost half of those points have come this season alone. Last year, the team was led by freshmen, especially Isaac Gibbs and Owen Campbell, as well as Jacob Kosnick. But for CMU this year, it's really been their upperclassmen to step up, including Andrew Porzanic, and I want to congratulate him on his 50th collegiate point.
Andrew Porzanic, the leading scorer still for Central Michigan. Taking a look now at our MCHC East standings, a lot of shakeup happened because of the result last night. Michigan gains a point out of that contest. That puts them at 16 points on the year. 8 wins, 2 ties, and only the other one they had was with Lawrence Tech earlier this year. And then those Blue Devils sit in second place, 15 points, 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. Saginaw Valley with 14. So it goes Michigan with 18, Lawrence Tech with 15, and then Saginaw with 14 in third. Then Central Michigan with 11 points. Okay, 5 wins, 5 losses, 1 tie. Oakland University now drops to the 5th seed. That could be a preview of the first round matchup, predictably, between CMU and Oakland. Then it's Adrian and Michigan Flint rounding out the standings.
And I want to talk about how good this Michigan team is. They are the only team in division not to have a regulation loss. They are 8-0-0-1. They're 8-0-0-2 with their 2 ties coming, 1 to Central Michigan and 1 to Lawrence Tech. They are the only team in the MCHC East who doesn't have a loss, and that is what's really helped them. They've played phenomenally against Saginaw Valley State, against Lawrence Tech, and I think they showed their prowess a weekend ago, when they swept Saginaw Valley State.
Certainly so. Taking a look at the closer look, the 2 teams here today, Central Michigan at 13 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtimes, and 2 ties on the year, 20 points, 5-5 over 1 division play. As we mentioned, they're 5-3-1-1 in their last 10, 4-3-1-2 under interim head coach Brendan Martin. And the special teams have kind of struggled, Reagan. We didn't really notice it too much yesterday because they did have a power play goal, but they allowed 2 power play goals to Michigan. They've continued to be red hot in that category, and focusing on that category, it's been such a story all year long, the ebbs and flows of their special teams. What really has been better for them as of late?
I mean, their power play has certainly gotten a little bit back on track, with Nathan Bottles getting a power play goal in that Oakland series in the second game, and also with Ben Rychuk's power play tally last night that ended up tying the hockey game, but their penalty kill has struggled as of late. They've allowed multiple power play goals in 3 straight games, their longest such streak all season, and in that span, they've had 2 games where they have allowed more than 2 power play goals, 4 to Lawrence Tech on just 5 opportunities, and 3 to Oakland on just 4. So that's something that they really need to step up in this series. They did a good job of it last night, killing 2 power plays for the first time in 4 games, but they have another crack at the Michigan Wolverines tonight, and Game 2 is always the toughest.
Shifting gears to the other side of the ice sheet, Michigan comes in with a record of 17 wins, 5 losses, and 2 ties. No overtime losses, 36 points, 8-0-2 in division play. First, like we mentioned, they're 9-0-0-1 in their last 10 games. Their last loss coming on December the 10th against Ferris State. That was a 7-4 final. Boy, the Bulldogs really put up a lot on this Michigan team, a really big surprise. Special teams have been their forte. They scored 3 straight power play goals in a 4-3 comeback game against Saginaw Valley State a couple of weeks ago. And so, yeah, what you just mentioned, the special teams kind of on the other side of the coin, Michigan is one of the best power play teams in the nation.
Yeah, and that Saginaw Valley series, not only in that second game, but also throughout the entire series. In that 7-2 win they had in Game 1 against the Cardinals, they dominated on the man advantage, scoring 3 power play goals in that game as well. So 6 power play goals in that entire series, Devin, and it really bolstered them, and that's something that Central Michigan has to keep an eye on here tonight.
Looking at the series history between these teams, with the tie last night, it puts the records at 8 wins, 13 losses. This is CMU side, 2 overtime losses and 1 tie. So Michigan has won 9 of the last 10 if you're counting, or not counting that tie rather, and then 1-1 last season. So they split each other last year. CMU in dramatic fashion, as Reagan Cleaves had a great call from Arctic Edge Kent with Brendan Mart's overtime winner. And then they came back on Central's ice here at Martin Ice Arena to split the series. So it's always been kind of back and forth the last 2 years. It's been a physical, always a close-knit game, and we expect much of the same here tonight. Take a look at the lineups for tonight. We mentioned last night CMU had some notable returners. Ben Rychuk, the senior from Granville, came back to the lineup after missing a couple of series, notably the Miami Showcase, Oakland, and Lawrence Tech. And then he came back, so Keelan Baker, the captain, was back. 2 leadership presence. That's an assistant captain in Rychuk and a captain in Baker. And then Jay Nadeau, such an important presence to work with kind of the young forwards, Owen Campbell, Isaac Gibbs, and Connor Morgan.
Yeah, and I think the return of Ben Rychuk really showed last night, Devin. Central Michigan, they played a much more physical game last night, and I think that was in large part due to Ben Rychuk's return. He's always been that physical presence for Central Michigan, and they struggled without him, especially over the last 2 series. They got out-physicalized by not only Lawrence Tech, but also Oakland, especially in that first game, and I really, really hope that last game is a sign of things to come for CMU.
Take a look at our scratches for the Michigan Wolverines. Marcelo Monaco, the senior, will not start tonight. Thomas Shea, as well as Frederick Baldwin, who was a pretty big presence in this series last night. And then Michael North, who had a goal last night on the power play, will not be in this one, as well as Luke Anderson and William Pellerin. The goaltender scratch tonight is Henry Kolb, and we'll get to the starter when we get to the starting lineups later here tonight. Now shifting gears once again to look at our players to watch, presented by CMHIceHockey.com. Central Michigan, who do you got, Reagan?
Yeah, so for CMU, I've got Isaac Gibbs and Owen Campbell. They really haven't showed up on the score sheet much since their return, but Isaac Gibbs still, despite missing 4 games through the middle of the season, is the second on the team in goals and points for that matter. Despite missing those 4 games, he's riding a 3-game point streak coming into tonight. He's a great addition to that second line for CMU, really captains that line for them. And although it's a different role for him than last season, he was the leading scorer for CMU last year. With the stepping up of other players on this team, he hasn't had to make the big plays, and he's really done a good job fitting in to that lower role.
On the other side, Owen Campbell is our other player to watch. He missed the entire first semester, scored a penalty shot goal against Missouri State, one of his 2 goals this year, and a great face-off addition to the lineup. For the Michigan Wolverines, number 13, Kier Cumming, had a goal and assist last night. The senior captain has points in 3 state coming tonight, as well as Zach Mohammed Reagan, who has 9 points in his last 7 games.
Yeah, Mohammed had the assist on the first goal of the night for Michigan. He does a really good job on that power play, getting to open spaces and finding men. He found Baldwin at the left point, who eventually fed it up to north of the high slot, who teed it up and fired home the one-timer past Lauren Jones bar down to open up the scoring. And I think that play is a showcase of how well Mohammed sees the game and how he can generate plays.
Those 2 complement a great Michigan lineup that has scoring up and down their lineup. Finally, Reagan, taking a look at our keys of the game tonight. We talked about so much of the physicality in the D zone will be present in last night's game. So what can we expect coming back onto home ice?
Well, for Central Michigan, the key tonight is to keep your tempers in check. Yesterday, we saw both Ben Rychuk get a 10-minute misconduct and Charlie Hayes get an unsportsmanlike conduct that put them on a 5-on-3. Michigan capitalized just 7 seconds into that power play, and for CMU, you have to keep those tempers in check. It's been an issue all season. You need to be able to keep your heads cool, and that's when you play your best hockey. You also need to keep your special teams, you need to get your special teams back into gear. They were spectacular through the first half of the season, but they've dropped off a cliff since. They really need to get those special teams back into gear, and that helps if you stay out of the box. Also, finally, control the puck. Michigan does such a good job in hockey games when they control the puck. We saw it last night. They had almost the entirety of possession. They had a good 10, 15 minutes of possession in the Central Michigan end. It's something that Michigan does very well. Cycle the puck, look for opportunities, and you see it on their power play as well as their penalty kill.
All righty, thank you, Reagan. Those are our keys to the game between CMU and Michigan tonight. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with starting lineups and the puck drop here from Martin Ice Arena. A big, big matchup. Top 25 teams in the MCHC East trying to get into nationals. This is CMU. We'll see what they can do in the second game of this weekend series. From Martin Ice Arena, we'll be back for more CMU hockey here on CCHN.
it comes down to the players believing in each other. This program, it's never been about a single coach or a single player. It's been about the whole team.
Central Michigan, the MCHC champions.
It's not one individual. It's about this whole team and believing in each other and buying into your roles.
This is a really bitter loss for CMU, one that they desperately needed to win. An 11-4 final in favor of Notre Dame.
The third weekend out of the last four that Central Michigan has come away not having won a game.
Personally, I've never been in this situation before, this far low, down in the rankings, but I know we can climb up to the top 16 if we just win.
But with the end must come the beginning. And so tonight a new era begins as former captain Brendan Martin begins his tenure behind the bench for CMU.
It's kind of a do or die moment for them, and they have to go out and play every game like it's their last, because it could be.
Here's McKenzie, and on Jones, oh, what a save! Lauren Jones!
3-on-3, here we go, Nathan Bottle to Porzanic, scores! Hat trick, Andrew Porzanic! And tonight, they will knock off the number 2 team in the nation, Central Michigan upsets Missouri State.
We can't look at any team like they're much better than us or any worse than us. He's got to go into each game expecting to have a battle and do our best to get the win.
Works it up top for Baker. He's got room. Across. Scores! Sam Camilla and CMU fends off the Michigan Flint Wolverines.
We're not going to back down from anyone, and really we're just going to outwork them.
Central Michigan has turned the corner.
There's no excuses. You have to go and do your job and ultimately win the game.
Welcome to Martin Ice Arena. Had a puck drop between number 17 Central Michigan and number 4 Michigan Wolverines. We're set for the national anthems.
Here we go. We're just about set for a puck drop from Martin Ice Arena. Let's take a look at the two starting netminders here on this beautiful Saturday evening. In net for Michigan, Aaron Locke, who's only played 2 games this season for the Michigan Wolverines. He's got a 2-0 record with a .5 goals against average and a .929 save percentage.
Thank you, Reagan. Starting lineups presented by MCHC.com. First, we'll get to goaltender Elijah Jones, the freshman from Port Huron, starting with 9 games played, 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss, and 1 tie. 2 shutouts this season, a 2.33 goals against average, and a .927 save percentage. Starting lineups now for Michigan. They will turn to number 9, James Newton, as well as number 10, Zach Mohammed, one of our players to watch. Will Robinson at number 12, and then the defensive pairs are Ryan Ramboer, number 25, and number 5, Connor Place. For your Central Michigan Chippewas, they turn to the second line. Andrew Miller, the freshman, with sophomore Isaac Gibbs at center, and Jay Nadu bringing up the wing. The defensive pairs are Brendan Clements and Charlie Hayes. We've got 20 minutes on the clock, and we are underway here from Martin Ice Arena between the number 17 CMU and number 4, Michigan Wolverines. Puck sent quick into the Central Michigan zone from left to right. CMU will work in their maroon and gold, maroon pants and maroon helmet trim for the Michigan Wolverines. They turned in the maize and blue trim. The maize sweaters was the blue, or blue sweaters, blue helmets, blue pants, and that yellow trim so iconic. Already half a minute gone in this first period. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleves. Central trying to break out of their own zone to start. And Isaac Gibbs turned the puck over quickly, but Brendan Clements took it back up the wing. Michigan got a quick change back on the ice. Now Isaac Gibbs comes in to pursue his man. And it's Austin Ritter trying to hip check Connor Chi. Chi, one of the star forwards for Michigan this season, the freshman from Pennsylvania, had a 6-game point streak snapped last night. Look out in transition. It's Ben Rychuk, the returning senior. Sends it up right wing, backhand shot, rebound in front, score! Owen Campbell finishes the play in the first minute and 2 seconds. Central is on top, 1-0.
The last 2 series, Devin, Central Michigan at home has started so darn well, and they do it again here tonight. Ben Rychuk creating plays in the offensive end, and at neutral ice, he gets the shot on, but it doesn't matter that he doesn't score. A minute and 2 in, he gets a rebound in front, and it's finished there.
First shot, first goal, and Owen Campbell, the sophomore, who missed the entire first semester, comes back in his 9th game so far, scores his 3rd of the season. Look out, no time to waste. Michigan trying to come back, and Elijah Jones makes his first solid stop of the hockey game. Elijah Jones, so important to the CMU lineup. The freshman from Port Huron, he pitched a shutout against Lake Superior State, as well as Adrian. And then he had the win last weekend against the number 14 Oakland University Golden Grizzlies, coming in after Lauren Jones conceded 5 in the first hockey game. And you know, Reagan, this goaltending thing has been a story all season long, and it looks like Elijah Jones has solidified himself as a nice lineup option for CMU.
Indeed, he's played very well this season. 9 games played. He's coming for relief a lot. Look out to give away in the defensive end.
Here's a shot on net from Trevor Calise, and Elijah Jones saw it the whole way. Calise, the senior from Grand Haven, Michigan. 3 years at Grand Haven, pretty solid stats. 37 goals, 51 assists, 88 points in 70 games. He was top 3 in scoring each of his last two seasons, and he scored 2 goals twice this season in wins over Ferris State and Adrian. Face-off draw taken by the Chips. It's Andrew Porzondik up the wing. Had a goal last night, assisted by Nathan Bottles, to put the Chips back within 1 goal when it was a 3-1 score. Now, quickly now, comes up the wing. Andrew Speaks, the forward, moves it deep into the zone. Taking away the puck there is nice defensive work by the freshman, Braden Keel. A long shot, that one whiffed well wide. Kept in at the point from Ryan Ramboer, and it's Nathan Bottles to intercept it. Now near side over the blue line. Pickpockets his man, takes the puck back, lost it, had it for a sec. Michigan will get it up ice in front of the CMU bench. Christopher Martin, the defenseman and brother of head coach Brennan Martin, will just clear this puck way down the zone. It reaches the goaltender Aaron Locke, starting in his 3rd game this season. Aaron Locke, the sophomore goaltender, played for the Connecticut Junior Rangers of the USPHL Premier in 16 games. He had a 4.06 goals against average, .899 save percentage, and a 3-12 record, as this one is offside, and so it'll come back out of the zone. CMU already 17-18 gone. Opens the scoring from Owen Campbell, scoring his 3rd of the year. Ben Rychuk assisted him for his 9th assist of the year at 12 points this year. Those two connecting already, and that's so important for CMU to get the first goal of the hockey game. It's been a thing that Coach Brennan Martin has talked about, getting off to a good start, getting their legs under them. The first goal has always been hardest for this Chippewa team. So now they have it. Let's see what kind of momentum they can do with it. Quickly now, Michigan turned the puck over. It's Connor Place trying to move it in. Great interception, and Connor Morgan is right there to swoop it out. Andrew Shiraki will take it up the wing, deep into the zone, and Keelan Baker will meet it at the blue line.
And you know, Devin, you talk about CMU playing well when they score the first goal. They're 10-5-1 this season when scoring the first goal.
Connor Place makes a nice couple of dangles into the offensive zone, turn the puck over, and Jay Nadeau's there to take it, or rather caught up in his man there. Falling to the ice was Will Robinson. Got it back quickly, tried to send Connor Morgan for a nice stretch pass, and that one missed, and that one missed well wide over the blocker's side. Now down low, Michigan will try and begin their cycle. Moving in with it is James Newton. Newton tries to send a puck on net. That was blocked away by Isaac Gibbs. Gets a puck, nice feed to Brandon Clements, but he's fought off hard there by Sam Alpern, the freshman defenseman from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Quickly now, Alpern takes it back to the slot, looking to wind up. He'll take it, and a nice save, redirection by Elijah Jones. Another try, second chance in front. It's loose, trying to jam away at it is Will Robinson, and he fell down, and Elijah Jones was able to quickly swoop that one up at his left post.
4 minutes gone here in this opening period. Both teams doing a good job getting chances left and right. CMU the only one to be able to capitalize right now, but Elijah Jones doing a good job to slow the play down, allow his team to get a change, and stand tall in a shot that maybe handcuffed him a little bit.
Owen Campbell to dig in for the draw against Zach Mohammed. Mohammed, one of our players to watch, the freshman from Chicago, Illinois. He has 5 years experience in AAA hockey. Played with the Chicago Mission and Fury from 13 under to 16 under juniors. A nice player in his own. He's done a nice couple of things for Michigan this year. Really good stats. 6 goals, 13 assists, and 19 points through 22 games. Now CMU in their own zone. The defenseman will take tag with it. Sam Camara and Kyle Chapman. Intended a stretch pass there for Ben Rychuk, who assisted on the only goal of tonight from Owen Campbell at 1:02 of this first period. Chapman will reverse field to take it back there. Send it across for Camara, who will retrace his steps. Ends a pass up the wing for Chapman. He gets it over the blue line. Now he's got Nathan Bottles with him. Block shot in front, picked up, and getting in there to take away the loose change was Owen DeVries, the senior from Rockford, Michigan. Now, quickly, here comes Michigan the other way. Turning the cheek of the Trappers' way was Logan Gare. Gare did not play for the Wolverines last night. He is their third leading scorer on the team this year with 11 goals, 15 assists, and 26 points. Michigan again reversing field. Here they come up the wing now. It's Owen DeVries again with a shot on net and an easy glove save for Elijah Jones, who saw it the whole way.
And I want to talk about that play behind the net when Gare had the puck there, Devin. It was great back check by Sam Camara behind the net that forced Gare to turn back, and he wasn't allowed to cycle the puck, which is something that Michigan does so well. And Central Michigan, at least through the first couple of minutes, doing a good job to stymie that.
Logan Gare, defended by Sam Camara, the freshman defenseman from Waterford, Michigan. Played at Lake St. Mary's High School, Orchard Lake, with teammate Connor Morgan. He scored his first goal of his ACHA career earlier this year against Cleary, and he's done a nice job defensively for them all season. And now recently has turned on kind of the scoring for him. This year, Camara has 3 goals and 2 assists. Now, Central will look to enter the attacking zone again. Hayden Flint has a long stretch blue line chance on that. That one's easily saved by Locke. And that one's sent back out of the zone. Christopher Martin tends a pass for Hayden Flynn. He'll snipe this one back into the zone and go off for a change. Michigan trying to corral it. It's Dylan Shelton. Sends it up the wing now through left circle. Left pass through center. Missed Logan Gare and allowed Braden Keel to get this one back. A little bit of back and forth play.
Wolverines had 6 players on the ice. They're caught in a line change. However, the linesmen or the referees did not catch that look out. The Wolverines had the puck in the offensive end.
Here's the right wing shot. Chance there from Andrew Speaks, and he sent that one wide. Down low, keeping it in the zone is Ryan Ramboer. In the corner at the half wall, they'll tie up with it. Andrew Siraki against Trevor Calise. Still kept it in the blue line. Good hustle by Connor Morgan to take his man off the puck. Andrew Siraki now up to Morgan in the wing. The freshman trying to send one on net. Kind of didn't get a lot on it after Connor Place was there to negate his shot. Now it comes to the far corner. Andrew Siraki pins his man up against the boards. It'll come back out to the red line. Taken here by Calise through center alone. Skates past 2 defenders, well wide. Blocked a shot from Brandon Clements. Still loose in the wickets. Nice moves a couple of times, and that one sent up into the rafters. Look at the stick handling from Trevor Calise, the senior from Grand Haven.
But good pursuit by the Central Michigan defense. Both Charlie Hayes and Brandon Clements back on the blue line for CMU on that shift. They do a good job to get back and keep Rambo to the outside.
The Michigan Wolverines are head coached by Caleb Stripling. Assistant coaches are Nick Gowell, Gregory Pine, and their goalie coach is Andrew Halliburton, who's had a couple of netminders to work with this year, albeit the main one has been Anthony Remick, who started last night for Michigan and got the tie.
And I would say it's an interesting decision by the Wolverines, but looking at the bench, they do not have a backup netminder here tonight. So that is why they end up going with Locke here, the only Wolverine able to make the trip here tonight.
Interesting storylines to follow for Michigan. Now they're trying to work it out of their own zone. Up the wing, pursued in by Andrew Miller. Stops on a dime. Jay Nadeau fell to the ice after he got caught up there with Anthony Sonetti. Here's Brandon Clements. Saucers a backhander well into the net. Good enough shot where it went straight on the net and allowed his team to change himself. He'll be replaced by Kyle Chapman. Up the half wall, Jay Nadu trying to tie up his man. Through center, Isaac Gibbs taking the puck away. Skates wide to the corner. Stops, gets it back to the blue line now. Slid across to Kyle Chapman from Camara. Good defensive work there from the Wolverines, that time by Sinetti at the blue line. And he'll allow his team to gain possession of it briefly. Ben Rychuk, the assistant captain from Granville, was returned to this weekend series. Look out, nice job by Kyle Chapman to whack that puck away. Rychuk has missed a couple of series dating back to the Miami, Ohio showcase. Has an assist tonight. Owen Campbell trying to come in. Here come the Wolverines the other way, trying to send a puck to the slot area. Zach Mohammed with nobody home. And so it'll streak back to the near side corner. Tied up there with our on-ice CCHN microphone picking up that. Near side corner, Mohammed to the slot area, trying to get deep in the zone, and they never got a shot off. They do now. It's Will Robinson trying to clear it away as Camara. Good presence awareness after Will Robinson got the second chance shot on Elijah Jones.
This has been a long offensive
Look
zone
out.
stand for the Wolverines
Still
here.
loose in the slot on the net. Jones saved the first time. Second chance. A second try saved by Jones with the blocker. What immaculate play from the freshman goaltender.
CMU barely surviving that offensive zone stand by the Wolverines. Maize and Blue getting multiple opportunities, multiple quality chances in the offensive end, but the defense doing a good job for CMU to clear that puck.
Hayden Flynn takes a pass from Ben Rychuk. We'll send this one way on net. It's saucered high into the air. Sharp angle shot there from Rychuk, went off the right post, and now Michigan will send it back out. There they come up the wing, intercepted by Martin. He'll backhand this one into Michigan's zone. It won't reach the red line. They'll take possession of it. Stretch pass up the wing for Owen DeVries. He'll chip this one into the zone. Jones is there to settle it down for Braden Keel. We'll get it up to Andrew Porzondek. He'll fan this one out. It bounces a couple of times all the way back to Michigan's zone. Locke will send it out to the far blue line. It's hit from behind there, and that one's going to draw a whistle. It was Nathan Bottles taking the hit from Connor Place, and CMU will go to their first power play of the night at 10:13 to go in this first period.
It'll be a check from behind on the Michigan Wolverines, number 5, Connor Place. So Place goes off. CMU 1 for 4 on the power play last night. We'll have an opportunity here. And a good opportunity as well.
First penalty of this game coming at 9:47. As Connor Place going to the box. The freshman from Detroit, Michigan, played 2 years from 2017 to 19 with Victory Honda's AAA. Had a goal and assist in that 7-3 win over SVSU, but the opposite story. Central gets a chance on the man advantage to do something with it. 10:06 to go. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleves from Martin Ice Arena. Central Michigan, number 17 against the number 4 ranked Michigan Wolverines. This MCHC East interconference matchup. Michigan came into tonight number 1 in the MCHC East at 18 points ahead of Lawrence Tech and Saginaw. Central, with the tie last night, gained a point to jump ahead of Oakland for 4th in the MCHC East, and they sit 5th. That Oakland and Central could be a first-round matchup. Here's a shot for the blue line. Locke saw it the whole way from Isaac Gibbs.
Fans, don't forget that the CMU Club Hockey Network YouTube channel is your one-stop shop for highlights, exclusive interviews, and full game broadcasts for CMU D3 and Women's D2 hockey. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so as never to miss a moment of Chippewa hockey. Just go to YouTube and search CMU Club Hockey Network to find the channel. CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
Thanks, Reagan. Central will get new personnel on the ice. Andrew Saraki, the freshman from Northfield, will dig in for the draw. He won it, got it back to the blue line. Here's Sam Camara shifting ice, sent it on net, blocked by his own forward, Keelan Baker. He'll turn wide to the near side corner. Gets it back up top once again. Camara will slide it to Charlie Hayes, the senior defenseman from Ada. Sends it on net. It's loose on the right slot area. Saved there by Locke. And Michigan will clear it out of the zone with speed. Now possessing it here out of the box. 15, number 15, Trevor Calise, rather from his own bench. It's had a near side shot. Saved in the butterfly position from Elijah Jones. Hayes will settle this puck down. We don't have the time and scoring on the score clock for the penalty, but Reagan Cleves will keep track of that for you. Here's Keelan Baker now, over the attacking zone, near side, far side rather. Michigan backhanding this one out of the zone. Look at
40
the
seconds
work.
to go in the power play for CMU. Will be out at 8:13.
Trevor Calise was the one clearing the zone. Central on their first power play of the night, trying to work out of the zone. It's Nathan Bottles through center. Had the assist last night. He's got Porzondek through center with him. Stops at the end boards. Checked hard to the boards by his man. That's Ryan Rambower, the junior defenseman from White Lake, Michigan. Andrew Porzondek looking for a slot area chance. Never got there. Rambower defensively, taking away the passing lane. In the end board, in front, Charlie Hayes, time and space, and a nice block in front there from number 11. That was Owen DeVries getting there, and
5
Michigan will
seconds to
clear
go.
the zone. So CMU will go 0 for 1 officially on the power play tonight. 8:12 to go in this first period. Owen Campbell has the only goal tonight, assisted by Ben Rydchuk, putting the Chips up top 1-0 early in this game. Now back to 5-on-5. Here's in the zone. Camara stopped the puck in the end boards, left it there for Isaac Gibbs, and he'll take it with speed. Owen Campbell, or Isaac Gibbs, working with it. He's got Miller up the wing with him and sends a shot right into the chest protector of the goaltender, and Aaron Locke for a stop.
Yeah, and a good power play there for CMU. They did a good job to cycle the puck, but were otherwise unable to get any good scoring chances. They had a couple of blocked shots, but for CMU, I think that's a good power play to start, but you really wish you would be able to get on the scoreboard.
You know, we're going to have noticed that the last 13 minutes for them have been very solid. I mean, how many times have we commented this year that first period starts have been slow for them? They found a way to get going in this one.
Indeed they have, and it's been something they've been able to do both of the last games here on home ice, especially against Oakland, scoring 55 seconds in, and here scoring a minute and 2. And here's a glove save there by Locke, but I think it's a good sign of growth for CMU, especially for a team that has struggled in the first period as of late, especially in the second semester. Think all the way going back to the Miami Showcase. It's really good to see them be able to get their groove back.
And let's remember that they had a tie with IUP to finish that Miami Showcase. They wanted to play Lawrence Tech, was swept in that series with 6-3 losses from Farmington Hills Ice Arena, and then an 8-1 blowout at home. And afterwards, they played Oakland University. It looked like all the wind was taken out of their sails after they lost 6-3, went on a 3-game losing skid, and then a 3-1 victory at home ice turned the tide for them, which finds them in this series now with a tie last night, and now looking to get 3 out of a possible 4 points here tonight against the number 4 team in the nation. Central, remember, at number 17, needs to be in the top 16 to qualify for the national tournament in March in Boston. And the road to Boston is a hard one, as the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs happened today. Reagan, big story out of that one was Nebraska and Missouri advancing. Couple of upsets to get to the final.
Especially Arkansas going down to Missouri in the semifinal, and that really hurts CMU. Arkansas's ahead, and remind me, who beat Arkansas? Missouri's behind them as this puck goes up and out of play.
It was Creighton.
Yeah, Missouri beat Arkansas today.
Oh, they did? Yes,
yeah,
you're right.
In the semifinal, and that really hurts CMU because Missouri is behind CMU in the rankings. So them beating a number 4 team in number 2 team in Arkansas really doesn't do CMU any favors, and that makes this game pretty much a must-win.
For some context, Nebraska is within the top 20 behind CMU. As a shot, they score! From the left half wall, it was Ryan Rambower. It might have tipped the body in front, or rather it might have streaked in clean. Nonetheless, Michigan has tied up the hockey game 1-1, 6:38 to go.
And that's a tough one for Elijah Jones. He's slightly off his angle, and he's beaten above the glove by Rambower's shot right off of the face-off. And there was traffic in front with the residual from the face-off, so that's why that goes through. 13:22 the time of the goal.
The junior defenseman from White Lake, Michigan, with only his 2nd goal of the season, which matches his total from last year. He was a 3-year alumni at Lakeland High School. And he had a goal and assist in the 9-0 win over Notre Dame back on January 13th. So Rambower ties up this hockey game after a quick face-off draw. And you're right, Reagan, he had body screened in front. I think it was Austin Ritter and Owen Campbell trying to come out and help and take away his time and space, but it might have done the exact opposite as Elijah Jones gets beat. They only allowed 1 goal last weekend in the series against Oakland University in that 2nd game, and so Michigan with some momentum now. Let's see what they do with it. Over the blue line now on a dime. Here comes out of the box. Who had the most recent penalty for Michigan, Connor Place. Central would take possession back. Andrew Siraki bumps his man to the board. Zach Mohammed. And Siraki will gain the blue line. Connor Morgan to the slot. Backhands one. It was blocked off the skate blade of David Robinson. He'll get it up the wing. Here comes quickly now with speed Andrew Speaks to Will Robinson. Robinson pursued to the corner by Nathan Bottles. Couple of bodies bang away at it. It's the battle of 10 and 11. There's Zach Mohammed, turns field, tries to wrap this one around, and Elijah Jones saw it the whole way with the left pad to stop it. 5:19 to go in this first period. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleaves. Our cameraman is Matt Ryder, helping us out once again here on the sticks and the 1s and 2s. And stay tuned, as I will have the first intermission report for you here to get you caught up on some of those out-of-town scoreboards, and we'll take a look specifically at the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs. A couple of teams that went down today, as we mentioned earlier, number 2, Arkansas, as well as number 10, Missouri State, who previously was ranked number 2 in the Miami Showcase. CMU was able to upset them for their biggest win of the season. Here's Michigan trying the slide area chance, just missing the left post. There was Jamie Newton. He had a streaking Elijah Jones trying to get to the right pad, and he just missed the net. Now back the other way, Andrew Porzondik had a pass deflected through the slot area. Hayden Flint tried to turn circle on a button hook and missed the pass. Now Michigan will control on their own end. Sam Alpern sends this one way on net. It went off the left shoulder of Brandon Clements. He'll take it back, tries to cross it to Porzondik, and he might have helped Michigan right there. Kier coming at the blue line, and that one blocked in front. Still loose in the slot, backhander. That one didn't have a lot of smoke. Zach Mohammed was there to get it. Clements will turn circle now. Defended here by Will Robinson. Michigan all of a sudden with a little bit more jump in the last 2 minutes after they tied up the hockey game from Ryan Rambower, scoring his second of the season. Central Michigan and Michigan and tonight have a very, very heated season history the last 2 years. Last year was a split series. It was CMU winning 4-3 in overtime from Arctic Edge Ice Canton, from captain and then now head coach Brendan Martin. Look out, it's loose in the slot. Luck had it in his butterfly, and he scooped this one up. Boy, that was a dangerous one. It was kind of trickling in on net after bodies started to collapse into the net, Reagan.
Yeah, it found itself out in front with a good opportunity. Nathan Bottles trying to pounce on the rebound, but couldn't do so. And it was Locke who was able to cover it up and keep this a 1-1 game.
4:04 to play in this first period. It'll be Jay Nadu to take the draw for Central. That's our corner mic picking up all kinds of audio there from our some of the fans here at Martin Ice Arena. Pretty solid crowd in attendance, actually, Reagan.
I mean, it's what you expect from a rivalry. Oh,
look out, Isaac Gibbs got tripped. And now it's going to draw a penalty after it was touching up Andrew Vasai. So a slash coming up here. I thought it was a trip initially, but nonetheless, Central will get another chance on the power play. They're 0 for 1 tonight, early in this first period.
And it's Zhang to go to the box. Iola Zhang only has played 15 games. This is 15th. And last night, it was his first penalty all season. And here he commits another one at 16:05.
Zhang to the box. Isaac Gibbs at the point. He'll slide it over to Connor Morgan, rather. Had a shot blocked off Ryan Rambower's skate, the most recent scorer for Michigan. Isaac Gibbs now down low to Christopher Martin. He'll cycle with it. Looks for options. Likes to go to Jay Nadu one more time. He'll wind up for a shot. That one went wide. It's loose in front. It just trickled wide in the slot. Oh my goodness, it was loose in the crease. And Ben Rychuk didn't get it on net. We're going to get a whistle and a stop.
Netminder's helmet came off, which you have to blow a whistle for that. And that's an unfortunate break for Michigan. You had a break going the other way with Trevor Calise coming up left wing. And Netminder's helmet comes off. It yields an automatic stoppage of play.
And you know what, Reagan? That might have been an intentional miss by Christopher Martin, because he sent it off the end board. It bounced right back out to the right post, and it was Ben Rychuk right there to stuff it. Only problem was he couldn't stuff it home. Just slid it across the blue crease area. Central still on the power play, however. 1:25 to go in that effort. 3:19 in the period. Isaac Gibbs down low to Morgan. He'll wait with it. Again, turn to Gibbs. Looking for options. Sent a shot well wide. Christopher Martin tries to keep the zone. He will not. And it's Trevor Calise to clear the zone. Central's second attack of this power play will end, and they have to go back. Gibbs takes it up. His team will change. He'll get Andrew Siraki now on the ice with Nathan Bottles. Stretch pass intended for Andrew Porzondik. Hit him, and he was checked off the puck. Good work there by Ryan Rambower. Boy, is he flying here tonight for the Wolverines. Bottles up the wing to the right circle. Stops on a dime. Shoots. That one was blocked off the skate of Rambower. Another great deflection there from the junior defenseman. It comes up to Siraki. That one might have gone wide. Just a hair from the blocker of Locke.
That's a great play there by Andrew Siraki to force the turnover coming from behind on his man. He was able to work the puck free, and he got it free and allowed CMU to set up and get some scoring chances there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come away with anything. 25 to go on the power play.
With speed, here comes Sam Camara up the wing with Bottles. Will dump this one into the zone. Met up at the corner by Porzanic. Chips it to Hayes. Keeps the body with the puck in, but a nice clear still kept in the play. That's a great job by Zach Mohammed to stick with it there and send it to the ice. So 7 seconds left. Central's second power play of the night will fail. They're 0 for 2 on the night with some great defensive work from Michigan. Look out, can't turn the puck over. Ben Rychuk lost an edge on the ice. Pursued by Connor Chi. Porzanic at his own end to Owen Campbell. Tended to pass for Rychuk, that miss. Campbell got it back. Nice toe drag past the defenseman there, Jamie Newton. Clappers this one hard into the zone. Skated with it, allows Sam Camara to go off the ice. Coming on here will be Braden Keel to touch up with it. Christopher Martin now to Campbell. He'll just shovel this one into the blue line, but it was met up there by Connor Chi. He'll slide it across the ice for Sam Alpert. Alpert up the wing. Here's Connor Morgan. Rather, Owen Campbell. Long saucer into the zone by Austin Ritter. And it hit the upper stanchion, and that will cause a whistle.
It hit the top of the, it hit one of the
light fixtures?
Yeah, one of the rafters. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know why it took me so long to come up with the rafters, but it hit one of the rafters, and the referees initially didn't get it, but they got it right. Good, good stoppage of play.
It's historically known that this is a very low sitting ceiling here at Martin Ice Arena, one of the older barns in the ACHA Division III, and you know, it's a real barn, we'll say that, but it's our home, and it's one that Central likes to play in just because of the home ice advantage that it does give them. Look out, that was moving in quickly was Connor Chi. Nice job there, helping out Christopher Martin was Braden Keel. Now here comes Andrew Miller with speed to the end boards. Taken away there on the puck possession, Sam Alpern, the defenseman working out with it. Taken over there by Jay Nadeau, good pursuit in front. Hard hip check there, taken from Kier Cumming. He lined him up there, and Nadeau was trying to dangle him. Just missed. 35 seconds to go in the period. Michigan backhands a shot on net. It's loose and they score! That one Jones couldn't find the first time, and it was loose in the slot area. It's the captain, Kier Cumming, and Michigan is on top 2-1.
And that's another late period goal. Central Michigan has had trouble with those throughout this season, and that one just comes from not being able to tie up your man in front. Elijah Jones, the puck went through his crease into the far side, and at 19:29 of the first, Michigan has their first lead of the hockey game.
We'll get the assist at the period break. That's a back break for CMU, who had all the confidence in the world after opening this game at 1-0. It's Michigan jamming it home. And I have to wonder if Elijah Jones wishes he had some help right there because of what you just mentioned. A second chance opportunity that stuffs home and finds the Wolverines back in the lead. Andrew Siraki, rather the first lead of the night. Siraki turns wide, still with time to work. 7 seconds to go in the period. Up top to the blue line. It's just taken out by Michigan out of the zone. They might have speed to work with it for one more shot on net. They'll take it, and it's saved. First and second try by Elijah Jones. He's frustrated with that one. Zach Mohammed had the second chance, so we'll go to the break. Michigan scoring late in the second period. They're on top 2-1. We'll go to the break and recap it all for you here on CCHA. And stay with us. You're watching CMU Hockey on CCHN. And we're back here from Martin Ice Arena. The first intermission report presented by MCHC sees the Michigan Wolverines with a 2-1 advantage after a late last-second goal with 35 seconds left in the period coming from Kier Cumming, Michigan's captain. That officially scored at 19:35 of that first period. It was assisted by Jamie Newton. It was kind of a bouncing play in front where Jamie Newton had the initial shot and goaltender Elijah Jones could not find the sprawling puck. Tried to reach out to grab it with his glove and couldn't find it, and it was on the back door. Kier Cumming there to put it home. So Michigan has kind of been not relentless, excuse my words. They've been resilient in this period. CMU did a great job in the first half of that first period, controlling the play, taking away the D zone and intercepting passes. And the best, it led to a lot of offensive chances for them. Isaac Gibbs had a couple of good looks. Charlie Hayes, Christopher Martin, and Ben Rydchuk. And the only goal scorer for them was Owen Campbell. Early in the first period, 1-0-2, assisted by Ben Rydchuk for his third of the season. And it was the first shot of the hockey game on goaltender Aaron Locke, who's starting in his third game this season only for the Wolverines. They have no backup netminder on their bench for tonight, so he's the only option no matter what happens in this game for them. And it should be noted that the other goal for Michigan was the tying one from Ryan Rambower, assisted by Trevor Calise. It was a face-off draw that came back to Rambower, and the junior from White Lake, Michigan, stuffed or clapped it home from the point. Rather, it was more from the near side half wall. Point is, put Michigan in a tie hockey game 1-1, and then up 2-1. So that's where we sit after the first 20 minutes of play here from Martin Ice Arena. Central was 0 for 2 on the power play. They had a couple of good looks at 9:47 after Connor Place took a hit from behind penalty. And then at 16:05, Iola Zhang taking a penalty, and that was for a slash. Central could not capitalize on either one. They had their looks, they had their opportunities, but did not capitalize. So that's where we sit in that category. Let's take a look at some of our out-of-town scoreboards here for you in ACHA Men's Division 3. The MACHA Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association. Boy, is that a mouthful, right, folks? Going on today, and there were a couple of big upsets. Number 4, Nebraska taking down number 6, Creighton. It should be noted that Creighton was able to beat the number 2 seed in the tournament, Missouri State, yesterday in their tournament, and Missouri State, notably at number 10, trying to stay alive for nationals. Top 16 in the country get into the national tournament at Boston in March 16th to the 21st. You can go on to achahockey.org to look at the entire top 16. Just go to men's divisions and then men's division 3 and go to the men's rankings tab. As far as for other scores from that tournament, should be noted that as well as our MCHC scores. Lawrence Tech able to take down Indiana today 6-4. Missouri taking down number 1 seed Arkansas. The number 2 Razorbacks falling in that one, and number 2 in the country, I should add. Missouri has been kind of this resilient team. They've won, I think, 11 straight after they dropped their first 4 games of the year. So Missouri making a really good case for the national tournament themselves. Unsure exactly of where they're ranked. They're actually, I see it here now, it's Missouri at 12. So Missouri making their case for a national tournament run. And, it should be noted that not always the best teams are the ones that can get the win in games, especially in tournament play. It's the ones that are the most hot at the right time. So that's where we have our scores after 1, and the final between the MCHA playoffs will be between Missouri and Nebraska. You can catch that one on Nebraska Hockey's YouTube channel, I believe, for that one. That does it for our first intermission report presented by CMHIceHockey.com. We'll be back for second period action. Reagan Cleves will rejoin me where Michigan finds themselves in a 2-1 advantage over the Chips. Stay with us. You're watching Central Michigan Hockey here on CCHN. Back inside Martin Ice Arena, ahead of second period action between the number 4 Wolverines and 17 Central Michigan Chippewas. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleaves, and boy, what you like to say, it was a tumultuous last minute for CMU. They concede another goal and allows Michigan to go up 2-1. Reagan, kind of your assessment on the Central allowing a goal in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, for CMU, it's something that they do all too often in this game, and it's especially dangerous going up against a Michigan team that is 10-1, 0-1 when leading after one period of play. For CMU, when they're down after one, they are 4-5-1-1, so it's not as big of a game changer as you'd like to think from a CMU side, but Michigan is a very good second and third period team, especially when they play well in the first.
The Wolverines will work from left to right in their maize, blue, blue and maize trim. Sorry, Spartan over here. Not really. I go to CMU.
You're a Spartan. What are you talking about?
No. I'm a Chippewa. You know.
On non-Chippewa game days.
In their maize and blue uniforms, and Central in their maroon and gold trim with maroon helmets and maroon pants, and we're underway from puck drop here from second period action. And Michigan finds themselves in 2-1 advantage. Quickly into the zone, no time to waste. Elijah Jones had to make a stop, and that's going to draw a penalty coming up here.
Slashing the call
on Isaac Gibbs. So already,
tough one.
First 11 seconds of the period, and Gibbs already has to go into the box. This is going to be Michigan's first power play of the game. And Reagan, we talked so much in the pregame show about how dangerous Michigan's power play is. They were 2 for 4 last night, and they've had a bunch of power play goals in the last couple of games.
Their official tally on the ACHA website, 18 for 47 on the year. They are 38%. That's a staggering number on the power play, and they go to work here.
Look out, near side shot saved the first time by Jones. He's sprawling in front. Goodness, Brandon Clements was there to save a goal after it was loose on the short side right post. Jones was sprawling out, trying to reach for the stick, and he never got there. And Brandon Clements, the freshman, what a job by him from Clarkston, Michigan. He has a goal, 2 assists, and 3 points this year, and he's been studying the blue line for them all year. Now Michigan cycles the puck up top for Connor Place. He'll slide it across there. Intending the pass, he'll take it back. Whiffed on it. Nathan Bottles there to defend well. Finds it in his wickets, however. Place works it down low for Anthony Sinetti. Near side chance. Trying to go cross ice on the back door. And that one never found Owen DeVries. That one near side tried again. Saved by Jones. Now they'll work him to slide. That one blocked the body off the end board, and it comes loose.
1:05 to go in the power play.
Will Robinson cycles it up there. Back to Connor Place. Place will wind up. That one tipped and redirected, but Jones saw it for the right pad stop, and it'll clear the blue line. Look out, a race for the puck between the number 5s, Place and Porzanic. Porzanic wins it, but he can't shuffle this one under his wickets. He'll loosen it up to the blue line there. Good job killing off time. Takes a hit in the face, and look at Porzanic work. Near side chance, and that one went off. Gawk. Right shoulder, but he had Owen Campbell streaking right in the center area.
Andrew Porzanic has 2 power play goals. He leads the team he's got 4 this year. He leads the team in that. Oh, geez, I can't read my sheet correctly. Yes, he has 3 power play goals this year, and he shows you why right there. He is such a dynamic player. The forecheck with him is absolutely awesome. He gets into the gritty areas and makes good plays.
This Michigan team just seems to find another gear when they're on the man advantage, and it makes the Chips have to work harder, and they have been right there. Andrew Porzanic doing a great job working defensively. Known as the leading scorer for the Chips. But on the other side of the ice, killing off time. Michigan still got 27 to work with in this power play with speed. Here comes Logan Gare. He'll turn wide with it now. Back up top to the blue line. Takes it back. Slot. Chance. Here's Rambower. Down low. Near the side. Chance. And that one's saved by Jones.
Goes off the side of the net. A shot just sent wide there by Rambower.
Thank you, Reagan. I thought he got his rocker pad on it. Now, up top, look at the cycle from Michigan. That one redirected wide off the body of Campbell. Here's Camara down low trying to work with it. Finds it off his back. Michigan with the cycle. Their power play will be up. Out of the box quickly comes Isaac Gibbs. Here's Owen Campbell now. Streaking up left wing. He's got Gibbs up the middle. Campbell steps by his man. He'll take it to the corner. The end boards. Slids it back to trying to get to the blue line for Camara. Take it down to the ice. Here comes with speed Gare up the left wing. He's got through the middle. with him, Khalees, taken to the net, and that one's saved by Jones with the right pad. Isaac Gibbs takes it up. He's got Nadu streaking it, has to stay on side. Good defensive work there from Dylan Shelton. He kept Nadu from stopping on a dime, pushed him over the blue line, and it forced Isaac Gibbs to turn back and retreat. Smart play.
That offsides honestly probably could have been waved off, but because Nadu had been forced into the zone, but the linesman decided to enforce that offside and make the Chippewas tag up.
They tie up at the end boards to the slot. Kyle Chapman's got it. He'll clear it out to the blue line. Michigan regains possession there from Nicholas Welch, but he's not able to keep the zone. Up the wing, Keel gets it to Siraki. He'll move with speed now. Men up there at the half wall, tied up at the blue line. It's Connor Morgan against James Newton. Newton's able to take it up. A little bit of back and forth, tic-tac-toe to the neutral zone. Siraki finds it, had it, lost it. Welch takes it. Shot stretched on to Jones. One-time save off his protector. And they'll slide it in the trapezoid. The defenseman Braden Keel takes it up to Siraki. Siraki's trying to get out of his own zone. Michigan doing a good job holding him off at the blue line. Turning back with it now is Nicholas Welch. 16:06 to go in the second period. Devin Serra and Reagan Cleves from Martin Ice Arena for the second game of this two-game weekend series between the Michigan Wolverines at number 4 in the country, first in the MCHC East against number 17 Central Michigan, 4th in the MCHC East. Here comes with speed and a wraparound try. It's loose in front, jamming it home, and the net comes off its moorings.
And the draw is going to stay inside the CMU end, but what a save there by Elijah Jones. The puck came out to the back door, and he stretched out that right pad, kept it solid against the post, and made a wonderful save on the Wolverines here. Off of a giveaway at the neutral zone, when the Wolverines picked off a stretch pass. This one right off the faceoff rolls in on Jones. He'll cover, but some good goaltending here by Elijah Jones, and 2 goals that he maybe wants back here in this one. One he couldn't see through a screen, and then the second one just beat him to the back door. He couldn't get to it after he made the initial save.
Michigan's got some great puck handlers, Reagan. Their system is so efficient at getting the clean breakouts happening, especially in the neutral zone. I mean, a lot of times, you know, early in the game, you can see a couple of missed passes, a couple of miscues. That was glaringly noticeable, but now Michigan's found their gear. That shot went well wide, hit the end-board stanchion glass there from Connor Chi. It's kept it at the blue line there by Sam Alper and sends it on net.
And folks, it's time to take a look at this day in Chippewas history, and this one's a doozy. You've been around a long time if you remember any of these names. 2017, a 6-goal first period spurred Central Michigan to a 10-0 win over Aurora at Fox Valley Ice Arena. Aaron Grady, Gunther Didamos both scored for the Chippewas, while Evangelos Martini notched 2 assists. Riley Morgan turned aside all Spartan shots, earning his second collegiate shutout.
Nice to see you get back into this state in Chippewa history, Reagan. We've missed that a couple of games.
Yeah, it's good to get back in it.
A little extra time to work with on our notes this week. A late start. This was an 8:30 puck drop, originally scheduled for 7 p.m., but they had to move it back because this officiating crew had to come all the way from Ohio.
Detroit, actually. We heard multiple different places where they were coming from, but they dedicated officials coming out all the way from Detroit here tonight. That's why we had to push the game start back.
Respect to this crew, however, making the trip. It's a 4-man crew tonight, 2 linesmen, 2 head officials. 15:04 to go in this second period. This face-off draw will come to Michigan's zone. Now Owen Campo gets the draw. He has the only goal for CMU tonight. He's up the wing with Austin Ritter and Ben Rychuk. This has been a new line that was debuted this weekend with Ben Rychuk returning to the lineup. Now Rychuk in the slot area trying to backhand it. Good defensive work by Sam Alpern to poke check him. Kyle Chapman has to retreat. Michigan will hold it at neutral zone, waiting for Central to pounce. Not if Will Robinson has anything to say about it. He'll trounce Chapman, but Owen Campo breaks out of the zone. Here's Rychuk with speed to the left circle, turns wide, defended well by Alpern. He'll have to turn back in his wickets there. At the half wall now, taken over on the play by Kier Cumming. And now Cumming will streak up the wing.
Good hip check there by Austin Ritter to get Owen DeVries off the puck.
Oh goodness, that was Zach Mohammed losing an edge in front of his bench. A shot on net, easily saved by Gawk. It's still loose in the slot area, but picking up the change is James Newton to clear it out. Sam Camara will send this one in deep.
Sam Camara cut that pass off at neutral ice, and good thing he did. The Wolverines had a man behind the defense, and if that pass gets through, it's a breakaway from the blue line.
Here over the line is Trevor Khalees. He's got up with help. Andrew Speaks stops on a dime, defended there by Kielb. Kielb wins that battle. Andrew Miller's there to pick up the puck. It's still loose at the blue line, and we're going to get a whistle here coming up.
Hand pass called
Hand pass
on the Wolverines. So going to stop to play. 13:51 to go here in period 2. CMU off of a late first period goal allowed. Finds themselves down by 1, and Wolverines unable to change here on this faceoff.
You know, I'm curious to know, Reagan, just your thought standpoint when it seems like this has been a pretty even matchup so far throughout the game, especially in the neutral zone. But I mean, Michigan, when they get in the offensive zone, it seems like they're able to cycle the puck really well.
Yeah, and it's something CMU really can't do. They can't really get established in the offensive zone much in this second period. They've had some good forecheck, but they really haven't been able to get settled down and start cycling the puck. Maybe get an opportunity here.
There's a sharp angle shot from Isaac Gibbs, turns aside. Christopher Martin at center trying to take the puck away, but skating in is Trevor Calise. Defended there by Andrew Miller with the hustle. Stick on puck there from Isaac Gibbs, and clearing the zone out will be Braden Kielb. So number 25 for Michigan, Ryan Rambower, who notably had the first goal of the game first goal for Michigan in this game. Off of a face-off draw, Trevor Calise got the assist. Big hard check taken from Zhang there from Morgan. Taken to Zhang from Morgan rather. It's tied up at the end boards. Still loose in central zone. Hip check. Save on the net. That was Elijah Jones taking a shot there from Iola Zhang. And look out with speed. 2-on-1 develops. Here's Jay Nadeau to the slot area. He's got a breakout chance. To the net. What a save by Gawk. Streaking the right skate. He got the puck right at the crease line. What a save on Jay Nadeau.
I thought that puck was in, and a couple of fans behind the net did as well, but the referee saw it and waved it off. What a great opportunity there for CMU.
Here come the Wolverines the other way. Trevor Calise tried to send one to the slot, and it was deflected there by Jay Nadeau. What hustle there from the junior. Jay Nadeau from Novi, Michigan. 10 goals, 6 assists, 16
Look out, Connor
points.
Morgan.
Morgan to a net, and that one was turned aside by the stick of Gawk that time. He's had to make a couple of saves. Central turning on the amplitude of offense as of late. Now Siraki trying to work against his man, Logan Gare, who missed last night. Top 3 in scoring on this Michigan team this year. Down low to Martin. Now taken over by Keelan Baker. Central trying to control possession of the puck. 11:52 to go in this second period.
And I'll say this, Evan, it's been a really good last couple of minutes for CMU. They've taken the physicality to the Wolverines. This will go for icing here against CMU, though, so they won't be able to change and get fresh bodies out there. But it's been a really good last couple of minutes for CMU. They've done a great job of getting some offensive pressure, especially with that Jay Nadeau shot that almost went in. He just couldn't get enough on it, and it was the netminder Locke reaching out the pad to make the save on the short side.
CMU's head coach by Brendan Martin, former captain of 6 seasons. Assistant coach is Tyler Koth, who mans the defensive units. And Tyler Koth, TK as we call him, has always talked about making this a physical Central Michigan team. That's a shot that went wide over the glove of Jones. He's come to the half wall now, slid across there at the point for Alpern, blocked in front off Keelan Baker, and there's going to be a race for it. And Reagan, you know, the identity of this team has been the physicality. You know, at times that was maybe questioned a bit, especially when they were losing like they were to Lawrence Tech and to Oakland in that first game, but then they turned it on, and they really used that to their advantage. No time to waste. Look out. A streaking forward on the net. They score! Connor Chi taking the feed there from Owen DeVries. And it's 3-1 Michigan.
And that play starts at the neutral zone. The puck is cleared up the left wing, and Kyle Chapman positioned at the blue line. Pinches up the wall, tries to intercept that pass before it gets by his man, but he can't get to the puck. It gets by him, and the Wolverines are in on a 2-on-1 and an easy backdoor tap-in for the Michigan Wolverines. And at 8:47, it's a 3-1 game.
Connor Chi, the freshman from Pennsylvania, played last season at North Allegheny High School, was a leading scorer there, 16 goals, 22 assists, 38 points. He was a recipient of the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation Bob Johnson Memorial Scholarship, in which he was awarded there to go to the University of Michigan for his play. And he played for the Pittsburgh Penguins 14 under elite team from 18 to 19. He had pretty good numbers. And he had a 6-game point streak snapped last night in the 3-3 tie. You know, a player that we touted so much coming into this one. They score again! That one might have been tipped in front, but the shot was from Sam Alpern. And before we even can keep mentioning Michigan, they're extend their lead to 4-1.
That's another shot through traffic that this time goes through the 5-hole of Elijah Jones. That's a tough one to give up. He can't see it. He's got a sea of bodies in front. And once again, CMU failing to stem the momentum from their opponents. That's a second goal within about 37 seconds for the Wolverines, and they quickly make it a 4-1 lead.
All smiles on the Michigan bench from head coach Caleb Stripling, as allegedly defenseman Sam Alpern, the freshman from Ann Arbor, Michigan, scoring his third of the year. We'll get to the break, the official score, but if it is from Alpern, the freshman who played for Victory Honda, look at this, it's still loose in the slot. Central desperately trying to get it out of the zone, and they can't. It's still loose, and Elijah Jones had to sprawl out, make a chest protector save. My goodness, Reagan, look at this onslaught from the Wolverines.
Icing waved off here, but CMU just cannot get out of their own zone, and it starts from back in that the last minute of that first period. They can't clear rebounds. It gets into Michigan hands, and it leads to chances for the Maize and Blue that they capitalize on.
This is the first time since the Notre Dame game that goaltender Elijah Jones has allowed at least 4 goals. That was a 6-5 final in overtime for the Fighting Irish. And remember, Reagan, it was his debut and one that we touted so much coming in as the replacement for Lauren Jones.
Oh, good hip check there by Ben Rychuk, turning up the physicality knob. But we're going to have a penalty here. Oh, no, linesman. Why did we have the whistle? I think the linesman got hit.
I think he went down for a second. Good to see him get up. Yep. So they're going to take this one at center for that. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where Michigan, you can't even, I wouldn't even say knock Central that much. They're just such a relentless offense that pressures bodies to the puck, getting to the net, crashing, and you have to credit them for continuing that and scoring within 2 minutes, capitalizing on momentum. This is something that this team's been good at, and notably against great opponents like Lawrence Tech, Saginaw Valley, even Hope, where they fell to twice, but were able to score 2 goals in quick succession in that first game against the Flying Dutchmen. So for this Michigan Wolverine team, it's exactly where they want to be right now. And Central, now in a 3-goal hole, has to find themselves with some sort of control of this puck. And Coach Brennan Martin talks so much about puck possession being important, and it's been all Michigan with the puck possession in this second period. 8:56 to go. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleese from Martin Ice Arena. As these two MCHC East opponents wrap up their MCHC East interconference schedule. Central will go on to take Davenport next week to wrap up their regular season schedule ahead of the MCHC tournament. Look out, turning wide with it, so the net is coming. It's a loose in the slot area, and Jones gets barreled into by a Michigan forward coming.
Behind the play, Jay Nadeau got into it with a Michigan Wolverine at the bench. I believe that was Dylan Shelton that he was getting into it with right in front of the Michigan penalty box. Nadeau lost both of his gloves and his stick before he went off. But
nice. Yeah, we caught that briefly on our CCHN camera, but no worse for wear as he'll go off to his bench. And is that sitting in the box the player he was against? I'm not sure.
No, he's just sitting on the partition between the box and
no
the
time
bench.
to waste. Michigan's attacking at the end boards. Taken here by Connor Chi. Chi sent a puck on net. It was saved by Jones the first time, and that one came loose to the point. Now it's Ryan Rambower. Rambower working it down low there to Owen DeVries. DeVries will cycle with it. Taken here by Alpern, or rather, his speed is Keelan Baker, the captain. Elijah Jones had to make a save there, and that's just Michigan keeping Central from gaining the neutral zone. They're having them right now in their own zone, making life tough for some of these senior veterans. They're desperately trying to get their team back in this hockey game. With Michigan scoring the last 4 goals unanswered. Look at that nice move there from Nicholas Welch. Gets it up to Alpern. He'll send this one well wide to the end board. Siraki decks his man. That was Logan Gare behind his own net to hold up with it as Chapman. He'll post up, wait with it, looking for options. Stops on a dime, pursued by Zach Mohammed. And look at the Mohammed pursuing in. Kyle Chapman. Mohammed will get a short side chance, and that one he turned wide.
And we do have official word on those last two Michigan goals. Chi at 8:47 from Gare and Cumming, and then Alpern getting that shot from the right point from Muhammad and Robinson. Those goals within 37 seconds, and now they do it again.
It's Ryan Ramboer from the right circle, past the glove side of Elijah Jones. It's 5-1 Michigan, and now, if you're Brendan Martin, what kind of question do you have? And it will be a question of goaltending. Lauren Jones will come out onto the ice to replace Elijah Jones, who concedes 5 goals for the second time this season. The last time he did that was against Notre Dame. A frustrated effort from the freshman netminder. And Lauren Jones, who made the save last night for the 3-3 tie, comes in. Tough look, or tough to see from a freshman goaltender that had so much confidence coming into tonight.
Indeed, Central Michigan's going to take a timeout. We will as well. Stay with us. 5-1 the score. 7:11 left here in period number 2. You're watching CMU D3 Club Hockey on CCHN. As we bring you back here inside Martin Ice Arena, this is a reminder that the broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association, the CMU Club Hockey Network, MCTV, and more Hall Television. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the ACHA, CCHN, MCTV, and MHTV.
Michigan's most recent goal scored by number 25, Ryan Ramboer, the junior from White Lake, Michigan, with his 3rd goal of the season and his 2nd of the night. The junior had only 2 goals last season. He now surpasses his goal total. And a 3-year alumni of Lakeland High School, where he put up 18 goals, 27 assists, 45 points, finds his team in a 5-1 advantage. And freshman goaltender Elijah Jones pulled for the veteran Lauren Jones. So a little bit of a goaltending change that was unexpected coming into tonight. But nonetheless, the CMU in a 5-1 deficit finds themselves in this position, down by 4 against the number 4 team in the country.
And this is the first time that Lauren Jones has come in relief for the Maroon and Gold. And we'll see how he does. But luck out, here's Porzondek.
Missed a pass intended for Hayden Flynn up the middle. It saucered just too high for him, and Will Robinson will take it out. Sidesteps his defenseman. He'll have a chance here at the near side. Turns wide at the end board, stops on a dime, looking for Zach Mohammed in front, and a good stick deflection there from Brendan Clements. A shot on net. It's loose in front, and that one just turned wide by Jamie Newton. Short side now, it's taken at the right post. Pursued in Brendan Clements. Michigan with all the momentum, trying to continue it here. Half wall chance. Sent back down low by Cumming. In the corner. It's tied up. Nathan Bottles takes this puck. Turned over. Trevor Calise up to the point there. Taken by Connor Place. Down low, little cycle to the slot area. No one there to take the shot.
Chippewas had 3 players on the right side of the ice here. They got to remember to keep themselves evenly distributed throughout the zone. It hasn't really helped them, and it almost turns into chaos there.
Look out, Ben Rychuk sidestepping 1-on-3. Gives his team just some time to change. They'll get fresh bodies. Austin Ritter and this 3rd line going back out here. Owen Campbell, Ben Rychuk, and Austin Ritter against Michigan. They're presumably their 2nd line. Trevor Calise takes it. Turn the puck over at blue line. It'll be Connor Place to take it back. Cross ice feed for Sonetti. Taken up here by a shot on net. That one past the blocker. That was from Trevor Calise. Up top to the point now. Sent back down low to the corner. Here's Braden Keel. He'll wait, turn to Austin Ritter now. Over to Andrew Speaks. down low to Connor Place, to the slot, taken over by Connor Morgan, or rather Owen Campbell, and if they have time, they might be able to do something with it. Here's Austin Ritter over the line, takes a shot, rebound, turns wide to the far side corner from Gok. Owen Campbell cycles it down low to Rydchuk. Hard hip checks his man, Khalees to the boards. Christopher Martin there to swing it. Isaac Gibbs now butt hooks this to the near side corner. It's taken by Michigan's captain, Kier Cumming, and he'll get it over to Sam Alpert. Kept into the zone by Central. Good cycle so far. Ben Rydchuk lost an edge down on the ice. Central fans want to call. They're not going to get it. Andrew Miller there at a time was man in front of the CMU bench. And Michigan will get it out of the zone now. To the wickets of Trevor Khalees. And still down on the ice is Ben Rydchuk. And the referees urging the Wolverines to get going, say, let's go. Braden Keel now over the blue line with time. Trying to drop it to Miller, intercepted there by Trevor Khalees.
Now the Chippewas are complaining about that call that Ben Rydchuk got taken down in front of their own bench, but I think what the referee was saying is that Rydchuk was holding the stick between his legs and holding the stick there and almost caused himself to trip, and that's what the referee was saying to that call.
Anthony Vasai, the blue line chance. Christopher Martin blocked it off his body. It's still loose in the end board. They barrel over each other. Nady's taking down hard on the ice, and that's going to draw a penalty. It was Andrew Vasai charging him down to the ice, and so he's going to go to the box, and in a 5-1 tilt in favor of the Wolverines. Central with some life. They'll go to their third power play of the night. They're 0 for 2 so far.
Stay with us for the second intermission report. I'll have that for you here on CCHN. We'll take a look at the out-of-town score, but as well as recap this one for you. Here it's a 5-1 game here, but CMU back on the power play here with 3:30 to go in the second.
3:30 to go. Central has conceded the last 5 goals unanswered. Elijah Jones was pulling it. Look at Zach Mohammed coming in, lost an edge to the applause of the CMU faithful. His man will take the draw against Shane Adu. Central wins it, gets it back up to the top. Point for Isaac Gibbs, sends a shot on net. That one's saved by the right blocker of Andrew Locke. Here, Sam Camara back up top to Gibbs. He'll wait with it time. Now, over to Camara. Lost in his wickets for a sec. Button hooks the corner. Backhander pass to Morgan. It missed just briefly. And now in the corner, they'll fight for it. 3:08 to go, 1:36 in this power play. Michigan trying to get out of the zone. Jay Nader pursues his man in. So does Ben Rydchuk. Rydchuk takes his man into the boards. And look out, we're going to get a penalty coming up here to CMU.
I think Rydchuk's going to go.
For boarding, I presume.
Either that or a check from behind. The referees are going to discuss about this one as to whether it's 5 or not, but that will certainly take away the rest of the Central Michigan power play.
It'll be 4-on-4 now with the next 1:31 to work with.
You got to wonder if this is, yep, it is a 5-minute major for a cross check here on Ben.
So he'll sit, and that will carry over into the start of the third period for 2 minutes.
And it will be an all-you-can-eat, to use that expression, as this power play will not end for the Wolverines once their man gets out of the box. That's a tough one to take, 16:59 end of this period.
Michigan has not recorded a power play goal tonight, but they're going to have carryover time into the third period no matter what happens, if they score or not. 5-minute major to Ben Rydchuk. And so Michigan will go to work, 4-on-4. CMU has to hold their ground defensively. Connor Chi now to the slot. It's loose. Trying to get it back up top for time and space. It's Owen Campbell pursuing it. Chi got it back. Hill turned wide with it. Holds it now. Skate in, pursued by Owen Campbell. To the right circle now. Sends this one on net. Lauren Jones made the initial stop. And there's Charlie Hayes trying to clear it out. But with speed is Logan Gare to keep it in now. Sidesteps one man. Slot area chance. And that one's saved by Lauren Jones, finding it in his wickets.
54 seconds to go here on that 4-on-4 here for Martin and for Ben Rydchuk. He sits for the next 5 minutes. It's a tough penalty to take, but for CMU, you have to stay strong. It's going to be about a 3-minute and 30-second power play for the Wolverines. They'll have plenty of time to go to work, but for CMU, look out.
Here they come with Andrew Porzonic. Nathan Bottles has speed to the net. Saved by Gok, and he tried to get the second chance look to the slot for Bottles, and he couldn't find it. He had too much sauce on it. 2:10 to play in this second period. Kyle Chapman at the blue line there. He's got Christopher Martin. He'll swing it to him. Kyle Chapman intended a cross-ice feed for Porzonik that missed. In the corner, he'll take it back up to Chapman. Chapman stops, working down low, intercepted by Zach Mohammed, and it's taken over here by Connor Place, who will reset it for your coming. 19 seconds left in the 4-on-4, where Michigan will have an all-you-can-eat power play for about 3.5 minutes. Coming at his own trapezoid, intercepted by Bottles, pursued in by Porzonik. He'll go off for a change, and Michigan will have time and space to work. To the slot, drop pass, shot on net, saved by Jones. It's loose in the slot. Getting over there to intercept it was Christopher Martin. Great job on the assistant captain to negate a wide open net. Now it's a 5-on-4 power play with 1:20 to go in the period. Michigan gets time to set up. At the blue line, it'll be Ryan Rambeau, 2 goals tonight. He'll work it across, left circle, down low, they'll cycle with it. Short side, and it's saved by Jones, and no rebound coming.
A good job here for the Chippewas. Yeah, they're kind of on their back feet in the defensive end, but they're doing a good job to allow Lauren Jones to see the puck and to be able to make those saves like we have there. 3:08 remaining on the 5-minute major to Ben Rychuk.
I don't know about you, Reagan, but a 6-1 bout looks a lot worse than a 5-1. 5-1, you still have a feeling CMU has a chance in this game.
And I mean, not only that, but it's also a matter of ranking CMU on the outside looking in here for the ACHA's Division III. They need to be in the top 16 to make it to Boston come the 3rd weekend of March. However, they are right now 17th. And that tie yesterday helps, but oh, there's a shot that took a deflection off of Isaac. Gives his stick and will trickle in on Lauren Jones. He makes the save.
Reagan, why don't you give us some context? What does a 5-goal, we don't have the exact metrics for it, but in a spark note, what does a 5-goal deficit loss do to a team?
So a 5-goal deficit basically counts twice as much in a loss as opposed to a loss by less than 5 goals, and the same for a 5-goal win. So for CMU, you really gotta hunker down in the remaining 41 seconds of the second period and in period 3, because your season is on the line. Like it or not, a 5-goal loss this late, especially to a very good Michigan team, is going to hurt you, especially when teams behind you beat tougher opponents, especially in those MACHA playoffs.
Right pad save off the shot attempt from Ryan Rambeau. Michigan doing a good job cycling in the O zone. Brandon Clements tries to dig in. This CMU penalty kill desperately trying to keep their season alive, as Reagan mentioned. They will do it. 16 seconds to go in the period. Michigan will have time to carry over into the 3rd, but for now, being held off by the Chips. They got to dig in for 7 seconds. It's tied up at center ice to the boards, and that will run out the clock. Good work by Connor Morgan there. So that'll do it for 40 minutes of play. Michigan in this second period, after going up 2-1 late in the first, scores the next 3 unanswered to take a 5-1 advantage as we head into the break. Stay tuned. Reagan Cleese will recap it all and give you some more out-of-town scoreboards, as well as the Chippewa scoreboard in the second intermission report. Stay with us. You're watching CMU and Michigan on CCHN. And we're back from Martin Ice Arena ahead of third period action and what might be the most important third period of the season for CMU as of late. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleese. We apologize for the technical difficulties during that second intermission report. But Reagan, to put it bluntly, what you talked about in that second intermission, what does this third period mean to CMU?
This is do or die for CMU. A 4-goal game against the number 4 team in the country doesn't look too bad. A 5+ goal game looks extremely bad on your resume, especially when you're trying to compete for a spot in the national tournament in Boston. These 20 minutes, starting with a 2-minute penalty kill with Ben Rychuk still in the box after committing a 5-minute major late in that second period. Central Michigan, this is their most important 20 minutes of their entire season.
Let's set the stage for you. 4 goals means that it is a 1-game loss. Now, remember that these rankings are determined by a computer. It's the ACHA's own personal algorithm, which is determined by raw data. Again, you can go to ACHAhockey.org to look up the raw data stats for it. But in a nutshell, if you lose by 5 goals, it basically counts almost like 2 losses. And 2 losses to a number 4 team in the country like Michigan is not good for a team that's on the outside looking in. So CMU has 20 minutes to find their identity with Lauren Jones, who came in for Elijah Jones after being pulled about the latter half of that second period. Has to find themselves in a do-or-die situation against the number 4 team in the country. From left to right, the Chippewas will work in their gold and maroon uniforms, maroon helmets, maroon pants, and gold trim. And then Michigan will work in their maize and blue trim, blue helmets, blue pants, and yellow maize socks. We dig in for the draw. Isaac Gibbs gets it, but quickly out to center is Michigan's Owen DeVries working with it. He'll get it back to his defenseman who will tag up with it, Kier Cumming, the captain for Michigan, who has a goal tonight, as well as an assist to go with it off Connor Cheese goal. We'll work it. Cross-ice feed for Zach Mohammed. Went off the endboard skates there of Isaac Gibbs, and he's got time and space to work with it. Isaac Gibbs to the slot area, turns wide with a shot. Saved there by Luck, and no rebound comes. He'll scoop that one up for the stop.
It's a good save by Luck there in this first part of the second period. CMU and Michigan battling it out here at Martin Ice Arena, and CMU we're faced with the same situation, Devin, coming in to play against the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, and we saw them kind of crumble in that third period, and they need to really bear down defensively.
Michigan is on a power play for the next minute and 10 after the penalty assessed to Ben Rychuk for the cross-check. It was a 5-minute major inside CMU's own zone in their far corner. And after that penalty, it allowed them to get an all-you-can-eat 5-on-4 for 3.5 minutes. And they've got a minute left to work with it. Over the blue line quickly now. Here comes Connor Place to the slot. Cleared away by Christopher Martin, but they keep the zone. Here's James Newton working with it. Up top to Place. He's sent off the puck there by Andrew Porzondek, but they regain possession at the end boards. Here's Sam Camara looking for it. Isaac Gibbs down low to dig in against Zach Mohammed. Mohammed gets it back there with a shot on net for Newton, and that one just turned wide, trying to go over the glove of Jones. And Connor Place can't keep the blue line, so he has to go back to retreat. 25 seconds left in their power play. They quickly re-enter the zone. It's Will Robinson skating past one defender. Toe drag, and Isaac Gibbs. Oh, he might have gotten away with a trip there had Robinson went down to the ice. Now here's a shot on net. That one tipped just wide. Robinson taking a feed from Trevor Calise. It's tied up at the half wall here by Nathan Bottles. CMU's Hayden Flynn will come on to the ice to change. 4 seconds to go for Ben Rychuk out of the box. They will. Hayden Flynn's got a breakaway attempt. Hayden Flynn alone on the net. Save there with the glove by Aaron Luck. A confident save from the netminder, and Hayden Flynn picked his spot.
And that looked like it might have been a turning point for CMU here in this third period. However, Locke just flashes the leather and makes a spectacular save, denying Hayden Flynn what would be another goal with this top unit for CMU. But It isn't so.
Locke has been solid tonight, notably in that first period. Andrew Porzanic trying to do something about it in the slot. He scores! Andrew Porzanic! They're not done yet in the slot. It's 5-2.
That's a great goal there for Andrew Porzanic. He's able to work the puck free in the slot and snap it by the glove of Locke. So his line mate is denied, but Porzanic takes revenge on the Michigan netminder. 2:16 into this third period, and the Chippewas are back in it. 3 goals down, but there is still much work to be done.
Andrew Porzanic, the senior from Macomb, Michigan, with his 22nd goal of the season, team leading, now puts him at 38 points. Porzanic was coming off ACHA career highs last season with 11 goals, and now he's doubled that with 22. And what no more suitable player to give some life to this Chippewa team than the leading scorer, Porzanic. That's what he's meant to do, a big-time player who makes big-time plays and big-time moments, but it's still a 3-goal deficit for CMU. They have to find a way to get back in this hockey game, especially if they want a chance of staying in it with the rankings.
And you know what, Devin? Part of, and again, it's the dynamic duo of Andrew Porzanic and Nathan Bottles combining on that goal for Bottles. That is his 3rd straight game with a point, his 3rd straight game with an assist. He and Porzanic have lit it up through this second half since they were put together on that top line with the coming of Brennan Martin to this team, and it's been a very good top line for CMU as of late.
Look out, a shot from Sam Alpern at the point was blocked in front off Connor Chi. Rubbed his shoulder a bit, he'll go off for a change. Both teams will change. 16:59 to go in this third period. Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleaves for this MCHC East Interconference matchup. CMU, the number 4 seed currently, against the number 1 team in the conference, Michigan, who is in a tight race for that first seed between Lawrence Tech and Saginaw Valley. Remember, the number 1 seed gets a bye in the first round of the MCHC tournament, taking place the first round March 24th through the 25th, and then, or February 24th through the 25th, excuse me, and March 3rd through the 4th. You can look online at mchchockeytech.org to find information on that tournament and more. The first round coming from Midland Ice Center in Midland, home of the Northwood Timberwolves, who are reinstating their hockey team this year. And the semis and finals will be in Patterson. A save there by Jones, and he didn't find it the first time, but it was underneath his 5-hole after he made the chest protector stop.
Yeah, and that's constantly giveaway there for CMU in the offensive end, and that leads to a good chance. Lauren Jones almost couldn't find that and almost slipped through him, but for CMU, they got to really tighten up defensively. The clock ran for a couple of seconds there at that stoppage of play. But
every second matters in this remaining game, especially with the stakes we just laid out. CMU, if they are to concede this game, cannot lose by 5 goals. And looked at this one, sent into the zone deep, sticking with the play there is number 15, Trevor Calise, but it comes back out to the other end of the ice quickly now. Jay Nadu streaking out on Locke, trying to make his life tough, just shovels this one out to the far side corner. It's kept in by Sam Camara. Camara sends on shot, that one tipped off the stick of Jay Nadu, but it went well wide past the glove side. Now, in his own end, taking it is Trevor Calise, the senior. He'll get it up to the point. It's Camara taking it back to his own zone. Actually, he'll shovel this one all the way over to Nadu that missed. His team will go off for a change, and Nadu will. Here is with speed Nicholas Welch. Welch backhands this one well deep into the zone here. It's taken over by Kyle Chapman.
The Chippewas almost had too many men on the ice there. The Wolverines had good awareness to throw the puck up the boards and try to catch them in that line change, but CMU lucky that none of their oncoming players touched the puck.
Here's Ryan Rambower, has 2 goals tonight in this game, putting his total at 3. He had 1 coming into tonight the entire season. Stopping on a dime behind his own end is Connor Place. He'll get it up there to Rambower. He'll skate wide with it. Intercepted by Tyler Martin, but he left it there and might have actually helped out the streaking Connor Place. Place will turn wide past Austin Ritter. Shot near side, and trying to put back that one is Iola Zhang well wide. In the near side corner now is Austin Ritter, rather Christopher Martin trying to take it away. CMU has to find a way to break out. Tyler Martin gets it up the wing for Owen Campbell. Campbell will saucer this one. Didn't have enough smoke to get to Austin Ritter, and it's Place taking over with it. Up the wing. Here's Hayden Flynn intercepting that one. Had a breakaway chance earlier, robbed by Aaron Locke, who's played phenomenal in this game. The sophomore goaltender sprawling to the ice is Porzanic and falling down on his own in front of our broadcast stand. Nathan Bottles turns wide at the far corner. Checked off the puck hard. Look at the bodies flying around the ice. Bottles gets possession of it. Near side. He's got a foot. Scores! Bottles! Near side attempt! 2 goals is the deficit. Central scores with 14:31 to go in the third.
Bottles with his 5th point in 3 games, finishes on the backhand after a great puck battle in the left wing circle. He moves to the front of the net, gets wide around the netminder and puts it back door, and CMU is now only down by 2. 14:31 to go.
And that was great hustle there by him and Porzanic in the corner. Bottles takes it back and shoots this one well over the blocker of Locke and gets the near side chance goal. CMU is only down by 2 with 14:20 to play here from Martin Ice Arena in this crucial MCHC East and top 25 ACHA matchup. Look out, puck out and loose in the air. Here's James Newton with it, winding up with a shot and just over the right iron of the goal. Back the other way, here comes Keelan Baker, the captain, to the end boards. Has Siraki up there with help. He'll have Connor Morgan looking in the slot area. They're hounding Michigan to the zone. Look at the effort from this Chippewa team the last 6.5 minutes. Trying to come back in this hockey game. Brandon Clements takes a puck out of midair. He's pursued up there with the sophomore Jamie Newton. Newton to the corner. He'll be checked off the puck there by Clements. Falls to the ice. Clements does. He's got Siraki to help him out. They get up now. Gets it back up to the half wall for Morgan. Winds up with a shot. Lauren Jones saw it the whole way from Kier Cumming. And we'll get a whistle. 13:34 to go.
And the physicality ramping up for both teams here in this third period. 13:34 to go in regulation. Central Michigan doing a great job to keep themselves in this hockey game. We talked about it, Devin, at the end of that second period, that CMU needed to keep in this game. They needed to fight for it, and they have.
That's a shot blocked in front by Sam Camara. He'll tag out with his D partner, Carl Chapman. Look at the breakout quickly for the Chips. Andrew Miller quickly over the blue line. Shot on net. That one easily saved by Locke. Just trying to get a whistle there is Miller, and that's actually a pretty smart move from there after CMU's had a better go as of late in the face-off circles.
They have had a better go, but you would like to see Andrew Miller not take that shot as far out. From there, Locke can see it all the way. You don't have to react as quickly. And
Isaac Gibbs gets decked down to the ice by Kier Cumming. He won the faceoff, tried to take it himself, and he just couldn't get a shot attempt on. Kyle Chapman has to race to keep in the zone. He does. Shovels this one backhand, but right there to take it away is Logan Gare, and Gare will break it out there for Owen DeVries in the corner. Hip checked hard there by Sam Camara, and that'll fire up the CMU bench. They're all standing here, and Martin Rice Arena tipped and shot in front. That one went off the body of Kyle Chapman.
you talk about, Devin, the CMU bench standing, the body language between these two teams. Michigan seems deflated.
Here's Isaac, gives a shot on net. Gare had that one saved, but didn't find the rebound. Having a forward sprawl, and oh my goodness, head first into the boards goes Anthony Sinetti. Good to see him get up quickly. That was a dangerous collision at the far side corner.
It just looked like Gibbs got tied up with his man and they went spilling into the boards, but it's a cross check is going to be called against Isaac Gibbs, and Ben Rychuk not liking the penalty. I didn't think it was much, but he goes tumbling into the boards, and Isaac Gibbs another. Oh,
it's going to be 2 minutes for each after the collision. It's Dylan Shelton to the box and Isaac Gibbs. So originally Gibbs called for the cross check, but there was another complacent call from Dylan Shelton. I don't know if there was words exchanged. I don't know if there was contact, but it means there's a 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Central with Andrew Porzanic out on the ice. They'll have a face-off draw from Nathan Bottles. He's tied up there with Trevor Calise. Calise won the battle. Look out, time and space. To the net, shot, they score! What a feed from Calise. Over there to number 9, James Newton, and it's 6-3 Michigan.
And it's a penalty that costs CMU there on the 4-on-4. It gives the Wolverines time and space to work with. And Lauren Jones shaking his head after that one. It's one that, again, another 2-on-1 that CMU doesn't do very well. And 7:31 in to this third period. It looks maybe the Wolverines have gained some momentum back.
And credit to Newton there. It was a nice move to get Lauren Jones moving from right to left. And he had a wide open net to stuff it home. But look out, Nathan Bottles is trying to have an answer. He's got Brendan Clemens there up the wing. Nice defensive stand there from Ryan Rambower to take him off the puck. Sent in deep to the zone by Charlie Hayes. It's intercepted at the half wall here by Newton. Newton will send a cross-ice feed that missed Connor Place. He'll have to go back to reset, pursued in by Bottles. A 3-goal game here with 11:54 to play. Devin Serra and Reagan Cleves from Martin Ice Arena in the finale of this weekend series between the number 4 Michigan Wolverines and the number 17 Central Michigan Chippewas. Far into the zone. Here comes Will Robinson now. Decked off the puck by Brendan Clemens. Clemens trying to step him. Robinson has been an impressive player for Michigan. They're trying to get it on net to Jones. They do. It's loose in front still. Jamming away. Jones down on the ice, and he takes a hit in the head, and Porzanik doesn't like it. Place trying to poke the puck free from him. Caught him right in the mask. Jones.
I want to say it was actually the man out in front. I really want to say that was Will Robinson who jammed Jones in the mask, and I don't think any of the Chippewa players saw that. I think Place was getting into it with Porzanik for an entirely different reason. I think CMU missed that.
11:29 to play, 53 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Coincidentals to Dylan Shelton and Isaac Gibbs. Owen Campbell now trying to take it out. Look at Michigan. Nice defensive stand by Camara to just sweep this puck across from Owen DeVries. Here's Jay Nadeau pursuing a man. He had Owen Campbell to help. Slid it across. Interception from Camara. He'll get it over the blue line. Near side chance. Send it on deep to Gawk, who just settles this puck, he settles the puck down. Michigan turns back. Welch to take it up the ice. Trying to work downhill. Owen Campbell intercepted this one. Jay Nadeau got tied up with his man. He couldn't find the puck. Stood up in the blue line there as Robinson. That's going to draw a penalty on Sam. Oh, rather, I thought the linesman had his arm up there.
The linesman did, but he can't call a penalty. He was signaling offside.
You're right. Jay Nadeau there. Oh, goodness. Turned over the puck from Welch. Welch with Michigan's got numbers now. Long cross-ice feed for DeVries in the slot. He just couldn't settle that down under his legs for a shot. 10:54 to go in this third period. Back to 5-on-5 we go. 10:27 left. Michigan slides it across for Connor Place. Set on the net, tipped, and that one Jones saw the whole way, and he'll settle this one into his glove.
Fans next week marks the end of the regular season for both the men's D3 and women's D2 Chippewas as they fight for a spot in their respective national tournaments in March. The women close out their CCWHA schedule with 2 home games against Miami, while the men take on Davenport in a home-and-home. All 4 games will be streamed live here on CCHN, your home for Chippewa hockey.
Face-off won by the Wolverines. They'll try and get this one out of net. It goes off the net. Actually behind it, and the end boards trying to sweep it across, and that one a centering feed from Xavier Speaks with no one home. Connor Morgan through center to Keelan Baker. He'll chop the puck away at it. Turning back inside is Connor Place to pick it up. Things are picking up here with 9:59 to go in this third period. Michigan with a 3-goal lead. Morgan and Place fall down to the ice. Morgan gets up first, but Place takes it first. And Berglund sidesteps a hip check from Keelan Baker to the net. Near side chance, and that one they can't stuff home both times. The first one from Speaks, and then Berglund don't go.
On that shot in tight, great job by Lauren Jones to stay tight to the post.
To the slot area, Keelan Baker had help from Braden Keel trying to gain the zone to the red line. He will, and that allows CMU to go off for a change, but so will Michigan. They'll send it up the near side. Andrew Speaks with space. He'll turn inside to the slot area on net. Jones made the first stop. Has to sprawl out. Left pad save. It's still loose, and Charlie Hayes clears the zone. And look out. Here comes Andrew Porzanik up the left wing. Drop pass for Flynn. Shot saved there by Locke off the right blocker. Up to the point, Brandon Clemens tipped in front, and that one just turned wide off the skate of Flynn. Nathan Bottles now in the slot. Michigan with an almost 3-on-2 develops in front of the CMU bench. Stomping on a dime is Anthony Sinetti. He'll drop it down low there for Michael Strauss. Strauss just sidesteps Nathan Bottles. Bottles takes a puck out of air from Charlie Hayes. Hayes, Clements, and Bottles will play tag with it. 8:43 to go in this third period. Stretch pass for Jay Nadeau, just missed him. He couldn't settle it down off the bounce, and Michigan's able to get it back out over the blue line. Here coming. Here he is coming on net, coming, and that one he turned wide off the backhand attempt to the blue line. Shot on net, Jones saw it the whole way for the easy stop from Sinetti.
If you're looking for game reports, stats, schedules, and more, take a trip to CMHIceHockey.com. There you can find those and much more, including player information, recruiting information, apparel, and more. That's CMICHHOCKEY.com. And it looks like a cross-check penalty coming up here on Charlie Hayes. So CMU is going to go to the box and onto the penalty kill here at 11:34.
Very unfortunate penalty from the captain of Ada, Michigan. With 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 years, 13 points. He's a first-year captain. He replaced the elder defenseman Brendan Martin, who captained this team for 4 seasons, and he expressed in the offseason before this year that he, quote, "We will be national champions." But in order to do that, they have to get there first, finding themselves in a 6-3 deficit against the number 4 team in the country. And albeit, if Michigan can hold on for the final 8.5 minutes, it would look a lot better for CMU just to lose by 3 in this one. It would count towards a 1-goal loss. They'd have their remaining schedule, Davenport, next weekend for a home-and-home series, and then the MCHC tournament. It should be noted that the first 2 rounds of the MCHC tournament will count towards the standings. The semifinals and finals may not, but however, what matters is that Central can muster up in the final 4 games of the remaining schedule that will count to get in, because this Michigan Wolverine team is good, and for good reason.
It's a tough road to Boston the national championship any year. And for CMU, the road is just that much harder as they're on the outside looking in for the first time in quite some time.
Here comes Logan Gare with speed, hard collision at the end boards. That's Sam Camara, and now coming in to help there is the senior Michael Strauss. Strauss gets help from his freshman Connor Place. They get the puck free, a shot on net for Jones, and he saved it with a chest protector, and it came all the way loose to the neutral zone. Nathan Bottles pursues in his man. That's taking it Ryan Redbauer, who has 2 goals tonight, and Bottles has a goal tonight.
What a phenomenal forecheck here by Nathan Bottles, harassing the Wolverines in their own end and killing time very well here on this penalty kill.
37 seconds to go and 7:02 left in the game. Michigan in a 6-3 win. Central's had 2 goals this period. Michigan has 1. Here coming, sidesteps Andrew Porzonik. He's got speed with it. Turns wide to the slot. Near side shot off the glove of Jones. It's loose in front still, and that's Sam Camara to pick it up and dump it out to the neutral zone. It's picked up there by Connor Place. Lauren Jones has played phenomenal, coming in for Elijah Jones, who was pulled midway through the second. Now Place, 1-on-3, trying to get to the net. Hip check there by Connor Morgan, and allows CMU to gain possession and dump the zone. Logan Locke all the way out of his crease Aaron Locke, to pick it up. Here coming stops.
What a good penalty kill here for CMU. They're now 3 for 3 on the afternoon. And they did a good job here. Siraki's shot was blocked away.
Here comes Michigan the other way is Will Robinson against 4 CMU defenders. Kept to the outside by Kyle Chapman. He'll deck him to the end boards there. Andrew Siraki takes it up there. It's Zach Mohammed, one of our players to watch. Now a long saucer through the midair to the center ice, picked up by Place. It's Connor Morgan taking him out of it. Here comes Keelan Baker. Enters the zone now. Place will go back to play it. Keelan Baker pursues him in. Siraki settles this puck down for Connor Morgan, who's got time and space, and a good shot block there in front from Nicholas Welch, the defenseman from Dearborn Heights, Michigan, negating that scoring chance for Connor Morgan. And Welch, with only 4 assists a year, he's been a stout defenseman for them this season. Now Michigan taken up here by the first-year player, Iola Zhang. Zhang with a shot on net. That one saved the first time from Jones. 5:20 to play.
And there's a penalty coming up here, I believe, on the Wolverines. Jay Nadeau gets hit up high, and that's going to be a penalty here, I believe, on number 16, Strauss. And it is indeed, and it's wondering how many minutes it's going to be.
We'll wait to see from our scoring
5-minute major, so CMU with 5:14 to go will practically be on the power play for the rest of this contest. A massive opportunity for CMU to close this gap.
Game changer as a 5-minute major is assessed to Michigan's number 16. Michael Strauss, the senior from Ann Arbor, Michigan, an alumni of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the same high school as Connor Morgan and Sam Camara, and he actually played with Max Camara. Unsure if he's related or not, although I should know that. But the point is, Central will have an all-you-can-eat power play for 5 minutes to see if they can muster up 3 goals in the final 5 minutes to tie this hockey game, or at least save off from allowing more. Central came into tonight as the number 17 team in the nation, desperately needing to find a way to split this series. They got the tie last night. That will matter, but a loss in this series would not help their chances to get into the national tournament. They will go on to play Davenport next week, but in their own zone, they still got to finish up this game tonight. 4:42 to go. Here's Isaac Gibbs up the wing. Takes a stretch pass there from Christopher Martin. He'll gain the blue line with Jay Nadeau. Lost stretch pass for Owen Campbell. Backhand this one up to the point. Christopher Martin keeps the zone. Michigan will clear it out of the way. Good defensive stand there from Ramboer. And how about Ryan Ramboer, the defenseman junior, could be looking at a star tonight as he has played phenomenal. 2 goals on the night for Michigan. Christopher Martin now with speed over the blue line. Shot on net, and Aaron Locke will save that one and get the whistle. 4:17 to go and 4:03 left in CMU's 5-minute major power play.
CMU in this third period has shown what they needed to do. They have scored 2 goals, but they have allowed a goal here in this one. However, they've played very well in this third period. They've kept themselves in this hockey game and put themselves in position to make this even closer.
As Charlie Hayes tries to get it down low to Siraki. He's pursued off the puck by Connor Place. Great effort from him. Bottles with time and space. Wraps around the end boards there. Trying to jam away at it there is Alpern. Still with possession. Pours out again front for Bottles. Backhand there. Just sent wide past the stick of Locke. Another try from the blue line from Charlie Hayes, and that one saved off the right pad. Hayes can't keep the zone, and he's got to get back. Sam Camara against the defenseman there. Pickpocketing him is Mohammed, and Mohammed had to retreat after Camara stopped on a dime now. They've got to hurry up here if they want to try and muster 1, 2, or 3 goals. 3:35 to play. Nice little toe drag backhander there. Time and space for Isaac Gibbs to work. Right circle chance, saved by Locke. Still loose, Porzani's got it at the left circle. Trying to look to go in front. And more chance. Knocked off the puck by Alpern. Great defensive stand by the Michigan defenseman. Isaac Gibbs still with it, however. Slid across for Camara. He'll stop, wait for options. Over to Charlie Hayes. Touch pass for Gibbs. Shot on net. That one turned just wide. So to the near side corner. Charlie Hayes down low to Porzani. Back up to Hayes. Hayes will work in with it. Defended there well by Logan Guerin. Michigan clears the zone with 3 minutes to go in the hockey game.
Michigan, a good defensive stand. They're blocking shots, getting the passing lanes, and here on the forecheck trying to disrupt the CMU breakout.
That's Connor Chi, the freshman from Pennsylvania. Here comes Owen Campbell. Gains the blue line. He's got Jay Nadeau with him. Stops and waits. Wants his teammates to get over the blue line now. Down low to Christopher Martin. Can't find it. And losing the slide. And that one saved by Locke after Jay Nadeau couldn't get enough of a backhander on it to muster a quality shot.
2:40 to go here in the third, 2:26 to go in the Strauss 5-minute major. CMU still on the power play here. They've done a good job cycling the puck, but they have not been able to get it past Strauss here on this power play. And Lauren Jones made a trip to the bench in that stoppage, but he stays in the net.
Oh, look out,
Coming out of it.
down to the ice, but Isaac Gibbs with time and space. One-timer from Martin. That one might have rang off the right pad of Locke. Or the blocker, rather. Now at the blue line, here's Isaac Gibbs, Connor Morgan. They're desperately trying to keep the zone. 2:17 to play for Central. Down low is Owen Campbell. Going back up top for Christopher Martin. He'll turn with it at the blue line. Waits, set on net, tipped in front. It's still loose. It's went wide off the right post. 2 minutes to go in this hockey game. CMU down 3, but still with 1:46 to go in their all-you-can-eat power play. Intercepted the puck there was the defenseman, Owen DeVries, right on the forward. Isaac Gibbs taken down to the ice, and he'll send a shot on net. At the blue line, he holds up off his knee. Christopher Martin with one time to shoot it. Blocked in front there off the right pad of a Michigan defender. Christopher Martin, another try. Saved there by Locke the first time. Rebound skirts
there
out
goes
to
Lauren Jones.
Lauren Jones in the box. They'll have 7 skaters on the ice, or rather 6 on 4. And there it goes. Connor Morgan trying to tip a shot, and Locke is there to save it.
Locke has made plenty of key saves in this hockey game, and none more so than on this power play. Lauren Jones is to the bench. It'll be a 6-on-5, and we have a whistle.
That's a great effort from CMU's top power play group, but they can't find a way to jam it home. Great defensive work by the goaltender Locke and CMU's defenseman, or rather Michigan's defenseman, but they win the draw. CMU, Charlie Hayes, one-timer! Just sent well wide over the top iron of the goal. And so with 1:22 to go in this game, 1 away in their power play, it remains a 3-goal deficit.
But CMU still showing some life on this power play. They've done a really good job getting both ways for this, or getting opportunities in this last 5 minutes. They've got a
won the
6-on-4 here.
Kamara down low to Bottles. Button hooks, turns wide. Here's Porzanic waiting with it. Goes back to the defenseman Kamara. Slides it to the senior from Ada. Charlie Hayes down low to Siraki, the freshman from Northville. Now back over to Kamara. 1 minute to go in the hockey game. Charlie Hayes sends one on net. That one might have been tipped, and that one still went wide off the near side post. Charlie Hayes, or rather Andy Porzanic, in the end boards. Swoops around, waits. Charlie Hayes, one more try, and Aaron Luck with another great glove save to negate CMU from scoring a goal.
And Locke saw that one all the way. CMU cannot get bodies in front. Locke has been able to make save after save because he's been able to see that puck and see the shots that are coming at him. That's what's denied CMU any goals here.
44 seconds to go. Central in a 3-goal deficit that might be too much to overcome. Keelan Baker anyway gets time and space with it. Hayes slid across to Kamara again, down low. One timer from Porzanic, loose by Baker. He sent it wide. It's still loose in the end boards. Porzanic regains possession. 25 seconds to play. It's loose in the end board. Michigan tries to rim it around the boards. Kamara sends it on net. They got to get a shot. Charlie Hayes off a body. It comes loose to the near side post, and Aaron Locke sees it the whole way. 16 seconds to go. And now the time might be too much to overcome.
Yeah, and it's been that way since about the 2-minute mark. But for CMU, you're getting pressure on this power play, and you've been doing a good job. And yeah, this loss stings. However, you kept in it. You played your hearts out in this third period as the penalty has expired.
5-on-5 again. Andrew Porzanic, your near side chance, or rather 6-on-5 because the net minder. 5 seconds to go at the point. One more shot for Charlie Hayes off the right iron, and that'll just about do it with 0.7 to play in this game.
And they'll run it out.
The clock will run out. So Michigan holds off the 5-minute power play from CMU. They can't connect to the back iron, and the game ends with Michigan taking 3 out of 4 points after the tie last night. Central in a heartbreaker from home ice with too much of a deficit to overcome. It was 5-1 in the second. They scored 2 goals in that third period to make it 5-3. And then from James Newton made it 6-3. And the game ends with Michigan, number 4 in the country, winning over CMU. We'll step aside and get you ready with the post-game show. Myself and Reagan Cleves after this break. Stay tuned with us. CMU and Michigan from Martin Ice Arena here on CCHN. And we're live from Martin Ice Arena for the post-game show presented by MCHC The final score from this one, Michigan 6, Central Michigan 3. The number 4 team continues their scoring onslaught, scoring 6 in this hockey game as they've done all season long, scoring 5+ goals, and now moving in their last 10 to 10-0, or rather 9-0-1 because of the tie last night. But Devin Serra alongside Reagan Cleaves, and boy, this one was, for a while, looked like it was going to come down to the wire. And then that second period, Michigan just ran away with it.
Yeah, as we said in that first period, that was one of the better first periods CMU had played all season. But heading into that second period, the storyline was the 10-1 0-1 record Michigan had when leading after one, and that came as a result of a lackadaisical last minute of the first for CMU. They give up a goal with 46 seconds left in that first period, and that opened the floodgates for the Maize and Blue. They then scored 5 straight goals in this hockey game to open up a 5-1 lead, which would be too much of a deficit to overcome here tonight.
I would say it was a rather impressive second period from Michigan. They were able to capitalize on each of their scoring chances, scoring 3 of these goals within 5 minutes of each other, and that really kind of told the story. As when Michigan got going, they just got it again and again, and eventually it saw freshman goaltender Elijah Jones pulled for Lauren Jones later, who only conceded 1 goal, that one being in the third period. But that third period was great. Central got off the jump and had 2 quick goals from Nathan Bottles and then Porzana, who else, their 2 leading scorers. And so with that, you had a sense that this game wasn't over yet. Central pursued hard. They hustled hard. They knew what was at stake for them. You can't lose by 5 goals because we talked about how important that would be if they did to the rankings. So although they conceded the final goal in this hockey game coming from Jamie Newton and Khalees, it's a 6-3 final. It's only a loss to a really, really good Michigan team. And, you know, you see why. They had great goaltending from a goaltender we haven't seen a lot for them. Only his 3rd start, and Eric Locke gets his 3rd win of the year.
Yeah, he is 3-0 on the year. Michigan, yes, they were without Anthony Remick, who played well for them last night, but I think Locke stepped up in the absence of their number 1 netminder and played a very good game in net for Michigan, especially in the last 5 minutes when CMU was gifted that 5-minute major power play, which they would spend the entirety of the last 5 minutes on, and they did a good job on that power play to cycle the puck, get opportunities. However, they were unsuccessful on that power play as they were throughout the night on the man advantage, going 0 for 4. But talk about the penalty kill, Devin. I know it's been something we've been talking about all this second semester. CMU perfect on the penalty kill here for the first time in 3 games. A very good performance when they've been down a man here tonight.
And that's notable, too, because they had a 5-minute major assessed to Ben Rychuk for the cross-check later in that second, and they killed that whole thing off. And yeah, the score says what it does, but that is certainly an impressive mark to remember, a team that struggled on the penalty kill against a great power play team like Michigan, now allowing a single one tonight. Without taking you through the scoring circus, let's take a look at our players to watch recap. Isaac Gibbs, the sophomore from Novi, did not get on the score sheet tonight, but he had a presence. I thought he did a great job back-checking. He was solid defensively. He set up his guys well, but just doesn't get a tally. And then Owen Campbell, one of our other players to watch, had the first goal of the hockey game just a minute and 2 in from Rychuk. And, you know, at that point, you really thought CMU was settled in. They would have control of this one, and obviously that didn't happen, but it's still impressive.
And I mean, they did settle in that first period. They did a good job. They went back and forth with the number 4 team in the nation, but in the end, I think the fresh legs got to CMU. Michigan had, I think, 4 or 5 players in the lineup tonight that were not in the lineup yesterday, and I think that showed, especially in that second period. They were able to get more fresh legs, whereas CMU has a smaller bench than most, or pardon me, a smaller roster than most other teams, especially the good teams in this league and in this conference. But they played well with the number 4 team in the nation here tonight, and I think they should be proud, especially of that first and third period.
Our Michigan players to watch were the captain, Kier Cumming, number 13. He had a goal and an assist tonight. He was rather impressive, doing captain things, possessing the puck well, taking care of his defensemen, making sure that everyone around him is playing better and complimenting. He certainly is a leader and a leader of a very good Michigan team, if you're a fan of them. And then for Zach Mohammed had an assist tonight, one of our other players to watch, the native of Chicago, Illinois, played pretty well, although we didn't see him touch the ice too much comparable to last night.
Yeah, and he did get an assist. He made good use of his ice time. We saw him especially on that 5-on-4 late in the game on the penalty kill for the Wolverines. He was applying a pressure on the forecheck, and he played a very good game tonight, and he took advantage of the opportunities that he had.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game recap. Reagan, you had keep the tempers in check. I thought they did that well tonight.
They certainly did do that. Yes, he got a couple of penalties that you wish you didn't get, but they kept the talking to a minimum. They went to the box when told to by the referee, and I think that really helped them stay in it. They were mentally tough in this hockey game, and it showed. My second key to the game was special teams, and they did not go on the power play. They didn't score a goal on the man advantage, but they did do a good job of cycling that puck. It looked like the CMU power play of that first semester, and the penalty kill, perfect on 3 opportunities tonight. They did a very good job of making up for the mistakes that led to those penalties, and they do a good job on the penalty kill tonight. But they also, my third key was control the puck, and it really didn't happen much in that second period. But again, the first and the third were a lot of back and forth between these two teams, both controlling the puck fairly equally. So I do think Central Michigan hit a good couple of the keys to the game.
Kind of elaborate on that. Do you think that's a product of CMU trying to muster some more dangerous chances, kind of maybe take more bodies to the O zone and play a little bit more down low, make stuff more dangerous to the blue line, or was it just a fact of Michigan kind of got the better of them in that second period and was able to control from there?
Yeah, I think Michigan won the game in the second period. That is 100% for sure. They played a much better middle frame than CMU did. They capitalized. They scored 3 goals, in 4 minutes and 2 seconds from around the 8-minute mark to around the 13-minute mark, and they did in that 4 minutes what CMU could not do in those 4 minutes. They capitalized on the momentum. They chased Elijah Jones, and I think Lauren Jones did a good job of coming in relief for CMU the first time he has done so all season, and he kept his team in it late. Didn't have to make a ton of saves on the night, but I really think him coming in bolstered the confidence of CMU, and that was really what turned the tide for that third period.
Our 3 stars of the game were our third star, Nathan Bottles, with a goal and an assist. Had a great third period. He was flying out there, especially with Andrew Porzanik having him up the wing. Kier Cumming, as we mentioned, is one of our players to watch, is the second star with that goal and assist. And the defenseman, Ryan Ramboer from White Lake, our first star of the night. 2 goals on the night, doubling his total from this season. He had 1 goal coming into the night this entire season, and the defenseman's able to make good use of his time. The first goal he scored, I think, was notable because it was a quick face-off draw, and he had not too much time to just snap it home, and it was a beautiful shot that just went right past Jones' blocker, or glove side.
Yeah, and it was a shot through traffic that Jones didn't see until it was by him. It was a good job by Michigan to get bodies in front right off the face-off, and it paid dividends for them.
Taking a look ahead for these Chippewas, they fall to 13 wins, 9 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 ties. They will go take on Davenport University at 6 wins, 19 losses, and 1 tie to wrap up their regular season schedule before heading into tournament play. Meanwhile, Michigan will go take on Adrian February 13th.
Yep.
Is that correct?
February
yes.
13th.
I lose track of what date it is, Reagan. I feel like I'm losing track here.
I know, February's flying.
The year's flying. Holy moly, right? We're already in 2023 and beyond, right? And so we're looking ahead now. If we're going to preview this matchup against Davenport, this is a very improved Davenport squad. Remember last year they kind of opened the year with a 10-0 or was it 10-1 shutout or 10-1 onslaught, and then a 5-0 shutout.
Yeah.
And this is coming in, I think, a different story because you think about where CMU is now, 17, still on the outside looking in. This is an important series. They have to get a sweep out of this, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it will be tough. I don't think it certainly won't be as easy as it was last year. A 10-1 win here on home ice to open up the year, and then a 5-1 victory at Patterson, which is where we'll start the season or the weekend series next week on Friday. A late one, 9:30. The puck drop for that one from Grand Rapids. It's going to be a late one. However, CMU needs to be able to play like, again, they're still fighting for their lives. So on the outside looking in, and that could change. They could bump up a spot. They could bump down a spot in the upcoming rankings, which should come out before the next weekend series. And it's time to fight for Central Michigan, and they did that here in this third period. They still have that spirit, and they do want that national tournament bid.
Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboards recap. We talked a lot about the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs, how many upsets there were. Nebraska and Missouri are the finalists in there. I believe that was the 3 and 2 seed, Missouri at 2, Nebraska at 3. What's notable about that is number 2 Arkansas lost to Creighton. Missouri, sorry.
4-3.
Creighton beat...
No, Creighton lost to Nebraska.
Creighton lost to Nebraska, but
yes.
who'd they beat first?
Creighton, I believe.
They upset somebody first.
I think they beat
Missouri State.
They beat Missouri
So
State.
Missouri State, who was number 2, remember back in the Miami Showcase, CMU had the upset. When they were number 2 at the time, they fall. Missouri State's lost 4 of their last 5, I believe. That's unofficial, by the way. But the point is they're kind of sliding. Central, when you look at that, whatever, kind of irrelevant, but it's the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association playoffs going on. Nebraska and Missouri in the final for that one. Nebraska's on the outside looking in at number 18. They're going to try and fight for their lives in that one, and so that's where it finds itself.
Yeah, and I really think that Missouri win over Arkansas puts some pressure on Central Michigan going forward. They're Missouri ranked behind Central Michigan, and that's a huge win. The number 2 team in the nation in the number 5 team in the nation in Arkansas.
No, I think you're right. They were number 2, were they?
I changed the out-of-town scoreboard today. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Arkansas
Okay, no, you're right. Yep. But still a top 5 team in the nation
exactly.
regardless.
Regardless of that, CMU puts pressure on them. They can't beat a top 5 opponent in Michigan this weekend. Missouri, another team on the outside looking in, they can beat a top 5 opponent, and they have an even better shot because they've got another game. They have a chance to win the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association's championship here in the upcoming week.
Finally, the Griffins, take a look at our professional scoreboards. Griffins versus Manitoba. That one is a 5-1 loss for the Griffins. Manitoba taking it to them. Bob Kaiser and Larry Figursky had the call. Not sure where you can find a recap. Where could you find a recap of that?
You'll be able to find that on griffinshockey.com with the write-up, and highlights will eventually be available. And you can also watch a replay of that on AHL TV.
The Red Wings, or I'm skipping ahead, Spirit versus Windsor. That was a 5-2 loss for the Spirit in that one. And then the Red Wings had a better result. I think it was 5-2 over the Canucks today. A couple of power play goals. Dylan Larkin had a big day. 2 goals and an assist to go with that one. And so that about does it for our post-game show recap here of this one. The final score, Michigan 6, Central Michigan 3. We'd like to thank our cameraman, Matt Ryder, today helping us out. Reagan Cleaves as my color commentator and the producer on the 1s and 2s. And the rest of our CCHN staff for their help. Finn McCautry did a great job yesterday running our camera. And so with that, we will send this one off from Martin Iserino. Reagan, just some final thoughts before we head out of here.
Yeah, I think this, however disappointing that second period may be for Central Michigan, you get Elijah Jones chased, but they came back and they fought in that third period, and they're going to have to do that the rest of the season if they want to make the national tournament.
For myself and Reagan Cleaves, along with the rest of our CCHN staff, we'd like to thank you for watching this presentation of MD3 Hockey here on CCHN. We'll be back next week from Patterson Ice Center as these Chippewas wrap up their regular season against that Panther team. And you can catch us there for a 9:05 p.m. broadcast time and a 9:30 p.m. puck drop. Until then, for Devin Sarah and Reagan Cleaves, we're saying so long from Martin Ice Arena as the Central Michigan Chippewas fall to the Wolverines. Final score, 6 Michigan and 3 Central Michigan. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night, everybody.